Fairways Charity Golf Tournament presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's Monday, June 2nd at Biltmore Golf Club. This year supporting Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Centers. Early entry is just $175 and includes goodie bag, raffle tickets, plus a fabulous after golf celebration, lunch buffet, and drinks at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You don't golf? Well, then join us at the celebration for just $75. Sign up today. Go to KasaiFireandFairways.com. That's KasaiFireandFairways.com.
Because of you, an unsheltered neighbor can have a warm meal, a shower, and clean clothes. Because of you, a struggling family will receive assistance to stay in their home. Because of you, a lost soul can regain hope. Because of you, the Salvation Army can give a hand up to those facing hardship in your local community. Donate now at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Above all, love. Sponsored by the Salvation Army Southwest Division.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. And a good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil to fill in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale on National Burger Day. I mean, don't you think it should have been Memorial Day? Or
I had 2 hamburgers for lunch.
No kidding. Good for you. Good for you.
No bun though. I tried to cut the carbs down.
I had a sort of hamburger. It was an egg salad sandwich. So,
it was pretending to be a hamburger.
Well, much like the Gen Zers are doing lately. It was their kind of hamburger, because I guess turns out that chicken burgers are very popular now. But that's not even a chicken burger. That's just a chicken sandwich.
Well, I know there's a place at the Arizona Biltmore shopping area. What is it? What's it called? The Biltmore Square? Is that what it's called? The Biltmore downtown there at 24th Street. There's a place. There's a place there that I think has the world's greatest turkey burger.
Wow.
That's not hard to do, to have the world's greatest turkey burger, since generally they're just a big old pound of ass.
Well, listen, they do it up right. They've got it seasoned great. You know, turkey generally is kind of a blasé meat. You know,
well,
it makes me sleepy too.
Yeah, well, what they've done there at this place, and I forget the place. I can't remember it now. It's been so long.
It's okay, Randy. I don't need you to remember.
But oh my God, the turkey burger there, Jeffco, will make your socks go up and down. It's very, very good.
Take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. To me, a burger is beef, and that's all there is to it.
Oh yeah.
Remember that time my wife tried to slip the fake meat into me? Okay, that didn't sound right. Remember the time she gave me one of them Impossible burgers without telling me about it, and I knew immediately that something was up. Let me just explain something to all the men out there. Be careful, because when they try to murder you, women usually will try to poison you.
With meat?
Maybe.
Well, no, just with poison.
Well, it's not really meat. It's plant.
I see.
It seemed like poison to me.
Most poisons come from plants, as we know.
Well, that's also true. Yeah,
that is true. Specifically, does it mean that you cannot eat a cheeseburger today? That it has to be burger based? Like you can't?
I think it could be
of course, you put cheese on any burger you want.
So then, why not be a cheeseburger day? I feel like cheeseburger has overridden the.
Not everybody can have cheese, Phil.
I feel like cheeseburger is the NFL of the burger world, where burger is
Listen,
baseball.
You don't want to exclude people who are lactose intolerant from having a burger.
You don't want people
I don't care if
eating
people have cheese.
cheeseburgers and then flatulating all over the place. You don't want that to happen.
Some of
What
us
you
do.
want is let those people with the gastroenteritis let them go ahead and just eat the burger plain.
I guess it feels like a waste of a burger.
What do you
My
mean?
bigger issue right now is the fact that today is Burger Day and it wasn't
Mm.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, I could see that.
Well,
They
isn't
should just
that,
make it Memorial Day.
isn't that
Wouldn't that be more hot dogs
Yeah.
and hamburger day
yeah,
on Memorial
it's a
Day?
shared day. It's a union day. That's why they didn't
Hmm.
want to highlight one of the two pairs. That'd
But
be like-
then what do you do with July 4th? Because that's a hot dog hamburger day too, correct? I mean,
I'm just saying there's better days you can pick for Burger Day.
and then
that's
what,
it.
and what do you do for Labor Day? That's kind of a hot dog hamburger day as well.
Jeffrey, are you complaining about having an excuse to eat burgers 2 days within a week?
What makes you
Within a
think I
calendar week?
need an excuse or a reason or a day? If I want a burger, I'm eating a damn burger. I
Yeah,
just
that's true.
understand the thought process of doing Burger Day 2 days after a holiday. Maybe even if you did it
Mhm.
2 days before,
Yeah.
getting the awareness out that, oh, hey, got a Memorial Day here. I got to go get some burgers. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's weird how they come up with the days on these days. There's
Well, I
a
mean-
shitload of texts on the text line right now, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
You mean last night's Diamondbacks game?
Yeah.
Well, last night's Diamondbacks game, I really don't want to talk about that, but even more what is happening right now, top of the ninth with 0 outs, and the fact the Pirates are up 10-0
Yeah.
over the
Oh, yeah.
Diamondbacks right now.
That would mean the Pirates would win the series.
There are some angry people on the text line right now.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure there are. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know if I'm in a hurry to go there. I'll go there. We always go there.
it's just about a matter of when.
But Phil, a burger is a burger. It's up to the cheese is just the extra. So saying cheeseburger day versus burger day, you're just,
Cheese is like window dressing for a burger.
yeah.
What are you talking about? Cheese is the spicy salsa instructor
Phil,
to
you're
the
not,
tango.
No, Phil, you're not going to win
It is
this
a
argument.
vital part.
Cheese,
I've had some
cheese-
nice burgers with no cheese.
See, cheese is the window dressing.
No, it's
Okay.
not. The window
And
dressing
then,
is the
and-
garnish.
Oh no. The window dressing is the cheese. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because you can have a good old American cheese.
Yeah,
You could have cheddar cheese.
you can.
You could have Swiss cheese. You
Heck,
could
even
have
provolone.
you could
Fromunda
have that,
cheese.
Famunda cheese. You could have toe jam. You could have all sorts of cheese
Well,
on
that's
your
more of a-
hamburger.
It's-
What?
That's more of a reduction. The toe
Ah.
jam, I think, is more of a reduction.
I'm sorry.
Fish Tank says cheese is a topping, Phil. I can have a burger without cheese. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do the opposite. Oh, I can. I can eat cheese.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
just eat cheese all day
Yeah.
long.
Oh my
There was a
gosh.
time when I would just eat those craft singles. One after the other. Yeah.
Taco Kenny says, "Slip the fake meat into you." I'll take a shot for that, please. Yes, give Taco
Right.
Kenny a shot.
Well, there you go.
L.A. Kid says, "Your mom's a pile of ass, Trebek." The Berg says, in lieu of hamburger on National Burger Day, may I also suggest go to my Twitter and retweet my pinned tweet for brain tumor awareness. That was a long way to go for that, Berg, but I think people should absolutely retweet your pinned tweet in honor of brain tumor awareness and stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But don't try to piggyback this on the burger conversation.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
No,
was
Berg. What are
it
you doing?
was a clumsy.
Well, wait a minute.
Hmm?
His last name is Berg.
Right.
Ham-
No,
Berg.
Oh,
but it's not your day, Berg. It's not your day.
But we're talking about hamburgers.
Wilbur says, let's just talk about hamburgers for 3 hours as opposed to
Mm.
talking about the Diamondbacks, please.
Mm.
Diamondback dude says, I'm at the Diamondbacks game and Torey Lavello's getting booed off the field. Never thought
Mhm.
I'd see this. Oh,
Yeah.
we kind of did.
yeah. Torey Lavello, definitely.
And the next thing you know, he'll be the hero of the day. So
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
just can't ever figure that out. T-Licious says, damn, you hear that sound? Half the Diamondbacks fans just jumped off a cliff. It's painful to watch. And I'm a Cubs fan first, but yeah, I'll always root for them.
Yeah.
Quiet Cannon says, top of the day, Blender. The way the Pirates are punishing the D-backs, you would never know they're the bottom 5 feeders in the league.
Well, they are, but they're in a very strong NL Central too, where the Cubs, Reds, St. Louis Cardinals, and the Milwaukee Brewers are also pretty damn good. So it's sort of a survival of the fittest type of thing. in the National League Central. They've had some rough times lately, but they have a young team. They've got a good team. Yeah.
Big George says, "Son of a bitch." Okay, well, we know where George stands on this.
Yeah,
I am going to imagine the entire head office will need to be fired, as well as most everyone. People take the parking tickets, everything.
Ownership needs to sell. Yeah.
Diamondbacks pitching staff is making the second worst team in baseball that just tied the record for most games in a row without scoring more than 3 runs. Look like murderers row. Changes need to be made before the entire season is a complete waste.
I mean, we've already determined Big George, the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, absolute ass.
Mm-hmm.
And but you can't trade all of the bullpen relievers. You can't just trade entire bullpen. Then you don't have a bullpen. You got to have guys in there to throw. You got to start making moves, though, in my opinion.
Quiet Cannon says Oatmeal Cruz just hit a home run to make it 10-0.
Yeah.
Of course, we already know that.
Yeah.
Yes, we already know that. LA Kid says Dodgers won 2 out of 3 from Cleveland. So we can talk about that. We don't need to talk about that, LA Kid. Why don't you just worry about what you talk about, and I'll worry about what we talk about.
Yeah, Dodgers do what the Dodgers do, and that's generally win and buy championships. So.
Yeah, but LA Kid is already calling for Shohei Ohtani to, with his 20th home run, to be the MVP.
Oh, of course.
Are you sure you're not a sports writer?
Yeah.
Bear Claw says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope you're having a better day than the Diamondbacks." Dear God, what a disaster. Still a fan, but it's getting harder and harder to follow this team.
If it was unforgivable to lose the series prior to the beginning, what is it now to be blown out by the Pirates? I don't know what is this? It's atrocious.
I don't know. Yeah, but here's the thing. The Dodgers had a couple of series that they got manhandled by lesser teams as well. This is just one of those things that happens. I'm not calling for the end of times, but I can't sit here and tell you this is a good team right now. I mean, we've got some offense, we got some great players, but some stuff is missing, and we pretty much figured out where it is. It's down the first base line on the way to the bullpen, right, Randy?
It is down the third base line to the Diamondbacks bullpen. And
what did I say? Did I say first?
First base.
First base.
I meant to say. Sorry, I meant to say third.
You meant to say third, and I understood that. But the Diamondbacks, they went up against a buzzsaw today, facing Paul Skeens, who went 6 2/3, only gave up 4 hits, had 7 Ks. And then they brought in you would think these guys are the best bullpen in baseball. And they shut down the Diamondbacks, giving up absolutely nothing. A very stingy bullpen for the Pirates today, following Skeens, who's finally, by the way, Paul Skeens finally getting some run support. The last 3 outings he had, they lost because they couldn't score any runs. Meanwhile, the Diamondbacks, our so-called ace, Zach Gallen, only went 5, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, and he only struck out 3 guys. Then you brought in the bullpen, and they just continued to hemorrhage more runs. Scott McGough is back. Isn't that fantastic? He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. So,
gotta start to wonder about the pitching coaching.
Well, I mean, if I don't think. Let me just say, it's not even June yet. So I know it's just a few days away. And it's a long season, and things can turn around. This is not some sort of rats leaving a sinking ship here. And I don't think that the Diamondbacks are going to make a move. Now, I say I don't think because the owner of the Diamondbacks might just, decide to take matters into his own hands and override Mike Hazen and fire Torey Lovullo and Mike Hazen. He might just clean house, because this team is underwhelming right now. Offensively, they're able to put up runs. They're able to stay in games offensively. Defensively, they're not that bad. They're not great. They're middle of the pack defensively. They make some errors, but they're not sterling like they normally a Diamondbacks team usually is. But wow, the pitching staff is abysmal. That glugging you hear, that's the pitching staff submarine going down to the depths, about to implode. At any moment, it will implode.
Beer Bob says, sounds like Phil's never had a peanut butter pickled bacon burger before.
I don't think he
I
has.
haven't. No, I have not.
Well, you should. You can have cheese on a peanut butter bacon burger beer, Bob. Actually, it helps. What I do is I'll take provolone. I'll put the peanut butter on top of the patty while it's on the grill, and then I put the cheese over the top of it, and it keeps the peanut butter from sliding off down into the grills. It just melts the peanut butter right to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Jeffco.
It's a good idea.
But you've never had a peanut butter burger before?
I have not. I'd be open to it. Not the pickle part of it, but everything else, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's up to you. But yeah, peanut butter burgers are really nice. Yeah, they're not an all the time kind of thing.
Oh no, special occasions.
Moist One says they used to have good chicken burgers at Trader Joe's. I'd top them with guacamole and salsa and eat it like a Salisbury steak.
See, that's not bad.
That's
not bad there.
ASU buddy, what did he send me here? The number 8. What was this?
The number 8.
Today's
show brought to you by the number 8.
He says, I just worked the Diamondbacks game. Oh, what were you doing? What are you working? Because I know Heavy Metal Maniacs, he sells beer, but I don't know if he's working the Diamondback games.
See, I don't think he's not working the
Hey, ASU buddy, what are you doing over there? But he says, yeah, there's a lot of angry people.
Diamondbacks just scored a run. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Hooray!
10-1.
Win.
Bottom of the 9th. Here we go.
ASU buddy says, why not just get Aaron Rodgers on the Diamondbacks team and get everybody fired? Oh, I see. That's good. Yeah. Oh, ASU buddy sells beer too. Do you know Heavy Metal Maniacs? ASU buddy?
See, Jeffrey, I don't think we should mention that because remember, Heavy Metal Maniac said he's not allowed to sell beer with the Diamondbacks because they did some sort of a thing, like an outsourcing thing.
Oh, remember ASU buddy's the outsource.
I think maybe.
But, okay, let's just keep this to ourselves.
Yeah, we don't want to spread that around.
Let's see. Bruno Baller says the Steelers are beating the Cardinals 10-0.
What?
Okay, that was random. Fried egg on a burger is the bomb, says Slow Mozo.
Yes,
it's okay. It's all right.
That's like
not
it.
Bad. I'm not going to cross the street for it, but if somebody says, "Here, you want this?" Okay, I'll eat that. Taco Kenny says D-backs lose, and he says it's no bueno for me. I don't know. You want me to read that part because you told me before that we weren't supposed to tell anybody about that. So I think about that before I actually read that out loud. But maybe he should have another shot, Randy. Give Taco Kenny another shot.
Okay. There you go.
LA Kid says he's not a baseball writer, just a true blue Dodger fan.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
He says, I look forward to the Dodgers signing Paul Skeens in a couple of years when he's off his rookie contract with the Pirates.
Yeah, sorry, that's not going to be the Dodgers. That's going to be the Yankees.
Yeah, it's the Yankees or the Dodgers. One of the two.
Everybody knows the Pirates are the Yankees minor league ball
system.
ASU buddy says, yeah, somebody sold beer to another undercover and didn't ID him. And that's why that a bunch of people got sent away.
Wow.
Wasn't Heavy Metal Maniacs, though. That man knows how to do his job.
Yep.
Golden Domer says, I think Torey Lavello may be cooking burgers himself by this weekend.
You know what? It wasn't until last night that, you know how they said in the Revolutionary War, don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes? This is as close as I've come to meeting Big George in the middle. Like at the beginning of the season, he was like, let's fire Torey Lavello. I was like, let's give him some time. Yeah. And now I'm not to his side, but I'm as darn close as I can be to see that big towering man and say, you know what, maybe because Torey Lavello last night, he's like trying to ease off the pressure off of Rip Van Ginkel over there and saying, it's not his fault. We also had some boneheaded plays. The defense didn't come through. It's not just him in the bullpen. It's a bunch of other people. And it's like, what do you, even if that were true, which it's not, it mostly came down to your bullpen and whatever. Even if that weren't true. Okay. So it's the clumsy play of the players. Who's supposed to get them ready, Torey? Who's supposed to get them ready and in position and not have them have mental
Torey
errors?
Can't fire himself, so that's why I'm saying something's going to happen with the pitching coach.
I believe that there might be something in last night's game, but what do you do about the rest of the time when Ginkel's in the ball club or in the ball game? The guy's got a 12.6 ERA. One game did not put it at 12.6 ERA.
Came pretty close.
One game did not do that. He's pitched in 13 games this year, and he has a 12.6 ERA.
That is so bad.
All right, so don't stand there. If you want to protect Kevin Ginkel, that's fine. You protect your player and all that kind of thing. But I will tell you, the bullpen, Tori, and the way that you use the bullpen is one of the biggest issues this ball club has. You don't have a quality bullpen, and the way you use the bullpen is one of the big factors as to why the Diamondbacks lose. I can give you 3 or 4 examples of when a pitcher was just absolutely dealing, and then you bring in Ginkel or somebody else from the bullpen in the 6th or the 7th, and you bring that guy out of the game, and then the Diamondbacks get shelled from there on out.
Well, hope is before us. There's 2 outs, and the Diamondbacks hit a home run. Tim Tawa just hit a 412-foot home run. So
yeah, good for you, Tim Tawa. Good for you.
We're saved with no one on base. That's great. That's fine. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Fish Tank says, can we pick a secret number every show? Let's say it's 4 today. And if you're the 4th texter to try to say something nice about the Dodgers, you get muted for the rest of the show. And then we pick a new number tomorrow.
Why do I feel like the number tomorrow would be 1, the day after would be 1, and so on and so on?
I think what LA Kid is going to learn, I think I've given him all the chances. Anytime he talks nice about the Dodgers, I'm going to change what he says. In fact, let me improve his text from earlier. He says, I'm not a baseball writer, just a true blue Diamondbacks fan. I look forward to the Diamondbacks signing Paul Skeens in a couple of years when he's off his rookie contract.
I like it. Yes.
Thank you, Phoenix Kid. That was great. Firefighter says, how about my Pirates? They're finally playing to their full potential. I went to the game yesterday and wore my Pirates gear. What a great game. I wish we could play the Diamondbacks all season.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, don't get too cocky, kid. This is your fortunes are going to return to normal soon enough. Dimeback dude says, Jeffrey Randy, this is bigger than just the pitching coach. This is systematic issue. It starts with the GM. Torrey and Mike Hazen's futures are intertwined. One cannot exist without the other. I'm just talking about the pitching coach first. After that, I don't care. You want to fire everybody, be my guest.
By the way, the Pirate fan that just texted in, I hope the Pirates catch fire because your next 3 games are against the Padres. Then you've got 3 against the Astros, who are pretty hot right now. Then you've got, 1, 2, 3 games against the Philadelphia Phillies. So your next 9 games are going to be a bumpy road in front of you. So,
well, I guess we should take a break. Yeah, I guess we should take a break.
Yeah.
We'll I'm sure this misery will be over by the time we return.
I'll get a block of cheese and eat it during the break. This office will be smelling fantastic.
Glad I'm not there.
I don't think nobody has a block of cheese anymore.
Oh my gosh. You have no idea what college was for me. A block of cheese. No, just straight up cheddar, aged cheddar from the store and in a basket full of croissants.
So you never pooped.
Yeah.
For 3 years.
Yeah. We're like, it was a clogged up weekend. Let me tell you.
Wow. All right. Let's just take a break while Phil eats cheese. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
All systems go. Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, how's your French going? You can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
The perfect time to upgrade your carpet is right now. Get free carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Give your floors a new, softer feel from timeless and trendy options with the performance to support everyday life. Refresh your carpet today with the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 1st, 2025. Receive free basic carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Excludes stock carpet.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
We know how you feel. There's nothing better than a fall afternoon, an order of wings and a nice cold brew, and football. This fall, the Fanatic is your source for high school, college, and NFL football action. The high school game of the week on Friday nights, top-line NCAA action on Saturdays, and the NFL primetime games. When it comes to football, we have you covered. We're 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. It's over. Our nightmare is over. We have lost the series to the Pirates. Today's game 10-1. Yesterday's game, after being up by quite a bit, suddenly they came back around and whooped our asses 9-6. So
the Diamondbacks are off the sacrificial altar to the sports gods.
We are making the Pirates look amazing today. So fantastic. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't want to become a bitchy Diamondbacks fan, Randy. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I mean, again, remember, this is early in the season. We're kind of coming up on the midway point of the season. There's no reason to panic because things can happen. The Diamondbacks could get hot. They could start rolling here. They could click off 10 or 15 wins in a row and get right back into the fray. This is early in the season.
If you can't beat the Pirates, even in a series,
well,
I
mean,
can
right
forgive
now,
it.
Phil, it ain't forever. Nothing in baseball is forever, but this is, we have been questioning how things are the entire season. We've been kind of looking at the corner of our eye, squinting a little bit, going, what's going on here? What's going on here? And I keep being told, oh, don't panic. It's early. But I keep seeing what I'm seeing, and I keep saying, hey, I think we're getting to the point where this is just who we are. I guess we're a 500 team.
Well, you're starting to find out what the team is like. We know that the deficiency in this team is their bullpen. The deficiency in this team is their bullpen. We have some holes in the starting lineup as well that we didn't anticipate. Nobody could have seen Zach Gallen coming out and having the season that he's got right now. Nobody would have said that. Everybody would have thought Zach Gallen's going to come out. He's going to be in the 3 ERA range somewhere. He's going to be knocking guys down, and he's going to be winning games. Nobody saw that that Merrill Kelly was going to get injured again and have to sit out and then come back. And by the way, Merrill Kelly has started to get in that groove that he likes to get into, where he has a rough first inning and then he starts to put 13 or 14 batters in a row down. And that's one of the problems I have with Torey Lovullo, because in the 6th or 7th inning, he will pull Merrill Kelly out of a game when he's still cooking. You don't need to do that. Just let it alone. Let it simmer. I mean, patience is the key here, and they just can't keep their hands off of that bullpen. And then you had Eduardo Rodriguez, who missed a start. You had to bring in Ryan Nelson and start for him. I don't know what's going on with him. Corbin Burns is not the pitcher that we anticipated. I mean, everybody was so high on this team coming out of spring training, and then they just kind of crapped the bed. It's really something that I'm not going to panic about. And now after the All-Star break, if we continue to be in this situation, then I would start to say, okay, now we can start to get angry, and now we can start to look for Torey Lovullo or Mike Hazen to be relieved of their responsibilities with the team, and the team would just kind of surf it out, get into the offseason and see how we could turn this thing around.
Randy, what do you mean you're not upset? How can you not be upset? They wasted a completely good opportunity to defeat the Dodgers when they faced them at a pitching low. The St. Louis Cardinals heading into the season, you would have said Diamondbacks are the better team. Dare I mention the Pirates? Like, how many depths of levels of awful return on investment of fan interest do you need to have before I get some gumption? Before I get some
understand that last sentence. I don't know what to say with that last.
What he said was conjunction junction. What's your function?
Yeah.
I'm just. I mean, at what point is it unacceptable? Like Randy.
Well, like I said, after the All-Star break, when you start to see teams that are going to be playoff bound, you'll see what this team can do and what they can't do. I mean, and by the way, I will say this about the St. Louis Cardinals. In their last 10, they're 6-4. They've been playing much better ball lately. They've been getting some run production out of Nolan Arenado. And by the way, he's a Gold Glover at third base. So the Diamondbacks did have some problems playing in St. Louis against the Cardinals, who have been playing really good ball lately. And we already know about our bullpen. We already know what the deficit is with this team. It is the bullpen. And anytime you get into the Diamondbacks bullpen, other teams feel like they can feast on that. And that's what they've been doing. So there needs to be some adjustments made. We probably need to make 2 or 3 moves in the bullpen. If we feel like we're going to go to the playoffs or have any chance at a wild card spot at all, well, Mike Hazen's going to have to make some moves, and you should start seeing those soon. If we don't make any moves and we go to the All-Star break in July, which is the second week of July, I think, if you don't see us make any moves, then you might as well start hanging on a number that we're not going to go to the playoffs. We are not going to the postseason.
Jeffrey, is there a point towards this season, like when they start to go down, if they start to go down, I should say, that
how much more down can they get? I mean, hell's bells, they're just above the Colorado Rockies at this point. I think they're 9 games out of first place in the West.
That's a loaded division, though. But how far down the loss column do they need to be before maybe during the trade deadline they become sellers?
Oh my God, I hate to see that. And because they've got so many nice pieces that I think you're lacking less than you have. Meaning, I think we're buyers. We have to be buyers because there's enough positives on this team right now that and really, I think we've identified it. It's all about the pitching. So if we just get some decent bullpen pieces or get a person in there who can coach what we have, this could get turned around. But right now, just the way things are continuing on, I just don't see it.
Last point here. I usually post trade deadline, there is one team from each league that makes they're a losing record. They're in the depths of hell, and they come back to make it and push a good team at the time out of the playoffs and push themselves into the playoffs.
But what do they do to do that, though, Phil?
Usually they trade and acquire new talent. Usually there's somebody comes back
or maybe they just start winning games.
Maybe that too. Maybe their schedule eases up, whatever it may be. Right Right now, I don't. When you're losing against all three levels against the MLB, when it's the Dodgers, who you would say are the elite, middle of the road are the St. Louis Cardinals, and Pittsburgh Pirates are at the bottom. I see no potential there. That is my word. That is my word.
Let me say this though. I know everybody's pounding on Kevin Ginkel, but I will give him credit. He's been a man about it. He has stood up and answered questions. He has not run away from the press.
Yeah.
He has not gone into hiding. He stayed late after last night's game to face the press. He answered the questions that need to be answered or that the press continue to throw at him. He's doing the best that he can, and that's all you can ask of this guy. The problem is his best right now is not good enough, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. He's not hitting his spots. He's grooving balls down the middle, and at this level, major leaguers will take that 400 feet plus every single time. You cannot throw the ball over the plate. Zach Gallen is doing it. Kevin Ginkel is doing it. Most of the bullpen does it. They throw it right over the plate. They try to throw a breaking pitch, and it's some cement mixer that's just rolling up there over the plate, which is like some guy throwing batting practice to these major leaguers. They eat that stuff for lunch.
Ginkel may tinkle under the pressure, but he does not sinkle away from his duties.
That was so lame.
Wow.
Ginkel might tinkle.
Terrible.
That is horrible. Oh, I think that's a 2-minute penalty for Phil. 2-minute penalty. You can't talk for 2 minutes. That was horrific. Let's see here. Quiet Cannon says, yeah, Randy, it's a long season, but we've already blown through the first third and well on our way to the All-Star break. Yeah, I know, Quiet Cannon.
You're right. But I don't think this is a time to panic yet. I think after the All-Star break, let's see where the team is. What happens after the break? Maybe Zach Gallen just needs a reset. Maybe he needs to hit a reset button. Like I said yesterday,
a lot of resets need to happen.
Maybe he needs to miss a start and take some time off and get out of his own head and then go out there and throw. Or he's got an injury and we don't know about it.
Mr. Roboto says, as something of an Arizona sports outsider, I've noticed that on 98.7, they're either super high or they're super low. You guys are more balanced. The fourth dimension tends to be high and low. How do you square all this with the fact that Torey Lovullo got the Diamondbacks to the World Series not too long ago? Just curious. Well, we're just squaring reality. I mean, we watched Torey Lovullo get the team to the World Series, and we were kind of like, because we've been frustrated with a lot of the decisions that he has made as we've gone along over the last few years. But you got to give credit where credit is due. And we've talked about this before on the show. It's kind of weird to say, hey, maybe we should get rid of this guy when he just got the team to the World Series. So, whether it's his decisions or the analytics driving that are being, forced upon him to make certain decisions, we don't know. It's just, we just take it as it comes, Roboto. Maybe that'll help you understand how we are as a show, and I think as a station. We just take it as it comes. We talk about what's right in front of us. We don't get paid to say nice things about the local teams like the other guys do. And but we're also, not pearl clutching, losing our minds. We try to just be reasonable about stuff. I know that's very uncommon in sports talk radio, but that's just who we are.
Pearl clutching.
Yeah.
I got some pearls. I can clutch them.
Oh, my God. This Vince Marotta guy. I saw this post where he says, anybody who says Torey Lovullo is a problem or should be fired is a dumb fan. That's a really a-hole thing to say, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Why would you say that about your fans? Because people we don't say Big George is a dumb fan. We say he's an emotional, sort of out of control fan. Can't say that the guy who's a lawyer who's passed the bar in a couple of different states is a dumb fan. He's an emotional fan.
Well,
when somebody loses the sight of the fact that fan, in the word, fanatic, fans, it's emotional. This sports is emotional. Now, we try to be reasonable here, and it drives my wife nuts because I'm very sort of analytical and sort of intellectual more than I am emotional. But when it comes to sports, it's, keeps us from losing our minds.
Yes. And I don't know what he knows that the personality from the other station. But I will say this. I really don't care what his opinion is because until, his opinion's about as good as mine when it comes to baseball and what is actually happening inside the Diamondbacks organization. I really don't care if that's the home of the Diamondbacks or not. He has no more insight than the rest of us do.
And really, it's a matter of accountability. Like really calling for Torey Lovullo's head on a spike. Walking into the stadium of Arizona Diamondbacks.
I could do that.
I don't know, maybe.
Good Lord.
But anyways,
I actually have some broomsticks that could be fashioned in the spikes.
Yes, absolutely. So
but they're not spikes at this moment, in case anybody with the law wants to know.
Is better than in showing a fandom and showing interest in the team and asking for a better result and asking for a better effort from the team rather than just nothing. I mean, like it's the better result of having people that care, that are passionate about the team and saying that this is not acceptable. This is being blown out by the Pittsburgh Pirates is not acceptable.
Ginkle may tinkle. Has it been 2 minutes?
It has. I trust me. I timed that.
Okay. See, I you're on the honor system there. So
Ginkle may tinkle.
Roboto thinks that should be Phil's fourth dimension name now. Everybody should call him Ginkle may tinkle. Slow Mozo says, I wouldn't get too excited until the All-Star break. That's what everybody keeps telling me, but I've seen, you can see what's happening and nothing is changing. So I don't need to wait till the All-Star break to say something's not right and something needs to be changed. Wilbur says, okay, damn it. It's too easy to blame Torey and it's too easy to blame the relief pitchers. Well, let's just find somebody else to blame. Voice one, Big George, Ralph. Let's find someone else. I want butts. I need them butts right now. I blame Vince Marotta.
Yeah.
How's that?
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Hashtag blame Vince. I don't even know him. I used to listen to him back before he was Mr. Sports Guy. He was on with Chuck Powell when they did a morning show on an alternative station.
Oh, wow.
And before old Chuck Powell lost his mind, that was a great show. Regal Beagle says, my brand of baseball dictates you park the third baseman's ass on the line to protect against the double in late innings. Lo and behold, last night in the eighth, a ground ball goes right down the line to tie the game. Yeah, it's time for a new skipper, says Regal Beagle.
It goes under Gino Suarez's glove, too. And you can't have that, especially late in the game. I'm all for Eugenio Suarez being our third baseman, but damn, that hurt us last night. He should have been exactly right. He should have been a dive off the line to prevent a double down the line. You can't let that happen.
Moist One says, Vince Marotta, isn't that the ShamWow guy? No, because the ShamWow guy has a personality. 888-368-1580. Slow Mozo says, this is where managers earn their money. It's easy to manage a team on a hot streak, as the Diamondbacks were 2 years ago.
Yes.
Beer Bob says, I believe there's an old saying that you can't win a division in April and May, but boy, you can sure lose it. Oh. That is a true statement. True statement. All right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got other things and more baseball to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx saved you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities. So it puts less stress on our household and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
The perfect time to upgrade your carpet is right now. Get free carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Give your floors a new, softer feel from timeless and trendy options with the performance to support everyday life. Refresh your carpet today with the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 1st, 2025. Receive free basic carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Excludes stock carpet.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. Choose natural healing.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Download the Fanatic app.
News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Jeffrey.
What?
I always thought it was stop, drop, and roll.
I thought it was run around and flail your arms and, let it burn out quicker. That's what most people do anyway.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I thought it was push somebody else who couldn't get out faster than you.
I thought it was
than the other guy.
touch as many people as possible so everyone else can join in the fun. Just share the flame. Are we talking about, is that what they were talking about? Fire?
No, they were talking about locking kids in the car.
Oh, you definitely should lock your kids in the car.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
See, I thought that was kind of your philosophy there.
Always lock your kids in the car.
But make sure they're unbuckled so they can stop, drop, and roll.
No, Phil, don't be a child. You safety first. Make sure your kids, when you leave them in the car with the windows up and the air conditioning off, make sure their seat buckled in. Click it or ticket, Phil. Click it or ticket.
With a sheet full of cookies.
Oh, yeah. You come back. You got some great cookies and nobody that you have to share them with.
Right.
So anyway, 888-368-1580. Quiet Cannon says, good news. Ryan Thompson struck out the side. He's been struggling big time.
Well, that might be a positive. There you go. He's got that funky kind of, it's a sidearm delivery. And
sidearm delivery.
He got that funky Chris Brown thing going. Yeah.
We beat up Rihanna?
No. Sidearm delivery.
I think that's how he beat up Rihanna.
Yeah.
Sidearm delivery.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
Oh, I had no idea Ryan Thompson was a Rihanna beater.
No, he's a pitch.
You think after Chris Thompson, what's his name? He would
Chris
have
Brown.
He probably would have.
No.
She would have not let that happen again.
No, it has not.
I guess we all have a type.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
Show's getting darker by the minute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Average Joe says, I used to listen to Chuck and Vince and their Battle of the Characters. One of the best radio sets ever. Did Vince do characters? I don't remember that part. Moist One says, you're going to love my nuts. The ShamWow guy was great on the Slap Chop ad, too.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes.
Slow Mo Zoe says, who's the leader on the Diamondbacks? Maybe they need to call a players only meeting.
Well, Ketel Marte, I would think, would be the unquestioned leader of this team.
Wait, doesn't he need a translator?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Shohei Ohtani can't call a players only meeting unless he's got his translator.
I think Ketel Marte can speak English as well as.
Rumor has it Ohtani
There's a
can.
Eugenio Suarez, I was thinking.
Yeah, Ohtani can speak English. He just chooses not to publicly, so that way he doesn't step in it accidentally. Like he can speak it well enough to get along, just maybe not enough to get an eloquent point along of like, oh, so why did you lose or do this? And he can just speak naturally.
Wilbur says, question for Andy. If a pitcher could throw a ball fast enough underhand, is he allowed to?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't see why not.
I don't think there's a rule against underhanded delivery.
You're just going to get teased a lot.
I don't think there's a rule against underhanded delivery in baseball because you got guys that are sidearmers or submariners, so they're way down there too. I bet you could. Yeah, I bet you could.
So it's a uncharacteristically good question by Mr. Wilbur.
Yeah, apparently, MLB,
very good, Mr. Wilbur.
Yeah,
Very
MLB
good.
pitchers are not restricted to an overhand delivery, and some pitchers known as submariners or underhand pitchers have successfully pitched this way.
There you go.
Submariners.
When's the last time we had a submariner?
Well, see the guy we were just talking about,
Quisenberry, Kent Tekulve, Brad
Kent
Ziegler.
Tekulve was a submariner for the Pirates back in the 70s. We Are Family, a world championship team. One of the great Pittsburgh Pirate teams of all time. They had who did you just say?
Brad Ziegler, Dan Quisenberry.
Dan Quisenberry with the Royals. He was a submariner. Yeah. He was a guy that would his hand, Quisenberry's hand would go almost all the way down to the dirt is where his delivery point was. And
I feel
that
like
was
most of the names you just gave were made up.
no, they're real. Yeah, look them up. Anytime you'd like.
Big George says, Randy, I'm going to the Pirates Marlins game June 9th at PNC Park in Pittsburgh, so I'll be able to report live on how well the Pirates team is. I plan on sitting in the front row of the right field wall. Hopefully the rails are high enough for me and my kids. I hear it's a long way down. You shouldn't sit there.
Well, George is 7 feet tall. Are you in the upper deck, George? Dear God, what are you doing up there?
For him to fall right over.
Well, but if George falls over, he's just going to land right on the grass immediately.
He'll kill Minnie.
Well, George is so tall, though. If he were to fall over and grab the railing, he could just then drop down, and it wouldn't injure him.
Yeah. See, he has a lot of height to go if he lands like on his back.
Like
if he lands right on his
he'll if he can just hold on and stretch down, and he's like, the old joke about the crashing plane. Well, I'll just jump from here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Roboto says, whatever happens with the Diamondbacks this year, Phil's fourth dimension name, yes, is Ginkle My Tinkle.
I think so. Yeah.
Walter Mellon says, yes, Jeffrey, Ohtani can speak English. His translator is only there for placing bets that he has no idea about.
Yeah, that's true. That is, yeah, exactly.
Average Joe says Byung Kim was close to a submariner. He was close to one.
He was. He was more known as a sidearmer, but yeah, Byung Kim with the Diamondbacks World Championship team, the guy that gave it up big in the Bronx.
He got unpopular real quick around here,
real fast. Yeah.
Moist One says Tyler Rogers, Darren O'Day, Steve Chichik.
Yeah, more names. Good for you.
So I guess we got to talk about this. And I know I'm not going to come off looking very good.
Okay.
So Ronnie Simon. He's a Marlins second baseman.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of errors, like 4 errors in just a couple innings or something. Or was it 3? I don't know. It was a lot of errors. And they look over there and he's crying. Dude's just weeping. And just starts crying, and everybody's oh, are you okay? Are you okay, Ronnie Simon? And yeah, we gotta always look out for people's mental health and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guy, just why there's no crying in baseball? What are you doing? I mean, I get it. You've made some errors. You got to the big leagues by being a good player. Everybody has a bad day, Ronnie. But maybe don't cry. What are you doing out there crying? We've had some bad shows here over the last.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's mostly Phil.
Yeah,
but we've had some bad shows. None of us are crying.
No.
Well, on here.
Well, I mean, Phil cries a lot. I'll be honest, but at least not on air.
No, I go off to the side, and Radio Ron gives me a nice big hug.
Does he really? Yeah. Sometimes I feel like Radio Ron wants to hug me, but he knows it's probably, don't do that.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like, okay. Like it's awkward.
No. Should
Like-
I?
Like
No.
sometimes I think he's just going to try to pet me, just going to pat me on the head. So, I don't want to be a jerk about this, but, and I get you like, oh, it's eating me up, but you're just out there crying, man. There's no crying in baseball.
I understand that, Jeffrey, and I understand you shouldn't be crying, but you have to keep in mind it is the softer, gentler generation.
Super 12 ply soft is what we got out there right now. He's 25 years old.
Yep.
Breaking down into the tears, and he had to run off into the Marlins clubhouse. Oh my God, dude. I feel for you. I do. But
Well, I mean, on a routine turn at second base, and he just threw the ball into left field. I mean, he airmailed it to the shortstop coming across the bag there. And then there was a ball hit right at him, and the first baseman was coming over, and I guess he took his eye off the ball because it hit him in the wrong spot, right in the glove, and he dropped it.
Is there it's got to be, I can't be the only person who feels like maybe don't. I'm not trying to be less than sensitive to somebody's mental health moment, but
12 ply soft, Jeffco.
It's not just me, right?
No, 12 ply soft.
Phil's making faces.
We're all about feelings now. Feelings and letting our feelings come out.
Feelings are for later.
Yeah.
Keep them bottled in like an Irishman.
That's healthy. Yeah.
It's about feelings.
I didn't mean 18 years later, Phil. I mean,
yeah.
just get off the damn field.
Yeah, keep it bottled in and use the bottle to help bottle it. Yeah.
Go to the locker room. I mean, at least he did run off to the clubhouse after an inning, but maybe not out there.
I think where I would give you some credence is like while during the active play, because like, look, we see it all the time during the Super Bowl. Like guys are crying like during the national anthem.
I don't love that.
Well, I know. Yeah, oh, really? I'm shocked. No, no, I get, but at least that's like a more widely accepted moment because of just the beauty, the grandeur. Like if a guy's seeing his wife walk down the aisle or his partner walk down the aisle, you're allowing him a manly tear, just being like, okay, Dan's having a moment. Let's give him a second here, and then collect yourself and
The only time I ever cried on a ball field, I got hit squarely in the nards.
I think that's fair.
I bent over. And I wasn't crying. The tears had come to my eyes.
Yeah.
The umpire patted me on the head and walked out to the mound to kind of make up something to talk to the pitcher while I was trying to gather myself and get back into the game.
Yeah, you got to look through the dirt and the dust for your nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's
So
that's only fair to give you a moment.
So there are acceptable moments. I think it's during play. Is that it's that's where I'd be like, you know what, you're not just at work, you're actively working. I think hold it in and then go and maybe you can.
I airmailed the ball to center field. I mean, the shortstop could have never seen he could have never gotten the ball. Do you think I cried about it? No.
Moist one says he embarrassed himself in front of the hose. What? He says, well, aren't you just a big man who can control his emotions? No, it's worse than that. I'm dead inside. I have none. Unnamed texter says this man broke the crying barrier in baseball and should be applauded. Right up there with Jackie Robinson, to the point the whole league needs to retire his number immediately. This also is sarcasm. I'm here for it, unnamed texter. All right, listen, we're going to take a break. We come back. We have more things to talk about. That's hour 1 down and 2 to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona, and they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike, and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
Not another one.
26-year-old male, wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
How's the driver in the other vehicle?
Yeah, thankfully she's okay. She had her seatbelt on.
It's really sad. You know, these tragedies are entirely preventable.
It said click it or ticket, but for some, they should be so lucky. Besides getting a ticket or a fine, the consequences could take your life. So don't risk it. Click it or ticket. This message is brought to you by NHTSA.
It's back. The third annual Fire and Fairways Charity Golf Tournament presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's Monday, June 2nd at Biltmore Golf Club. This year supporting Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Centers. Early entry is just $175 and includes goodie bag, raffle tickets, plus a fabulous after golf celebration, lunch buffet, and drinks at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You don't golf? Well, then join us at the celebration for just $75. Sign up today. Go to KasaiFireandFairways.com. That's KasaiFireandFairways.com.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. TNCs apply. Available in app only.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Mouth broke right in the middle of that.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Oh, well, Bebo had another one of his little weird seizures. And
Again?
So what happens is after he has them, then he's crazy dog for like 3 or 4 hours, where he's like whiny and barking and trying to play. He's very energetic and stuff. So, yeah, so you might hear some stuff. Anyway, 888-368-1580. Grand Mariner says, what happened to young Harrison? Did you guys scare him away with all the nauseant bickering and Tennessee insults? Nauseant bickering?
I think it's something about Harris. Yeah.
So what you have to notice is if there's less bickering, think about what's different. Let's see. Walter Mellon says that guy should have committed to not feeling well or something, just pooped his pants right there in the field, could have had a good excuse and it would have been less embarrassing than crying.
Pooped his pants?
I think he means pretend. Pretend like, oh, I don't feel good. I got to go. And then everybody be like, oh, well, he doesn't feel good. And then he can work his mental health issues out with his buddies, in the locker room.
What happens if it comes out? Are you going to feel just the worst? If it comes out that like when he miffed that ball, that he broke the palm of his hand, or that he pulled back and dislocated a finger and he's playing through the pain and he's crying and all this stuff. And now you're going to just sit there and be like, oh, you should not be feeling, the pain of playing through it.
I'd punch him in the arm, tell him not to be a wuss.
I broke this hand right here in a game and I kept playing. I didn't cry one time.
And if you go, ow, and you got a little tear in your eye, like, oh, this really hurts, or I'm about to lose millions of dollars, I can kind of give you a pass on those. But this is not what this was. This guy screwed the pooch, and then he was sitting there like, it kind of fell apart. It's all right to fall apart. Go fall apart. But
what you have to do in a situation like this, what Bob Brindley did years and years ago. He had three errors in the same inning. He came back and he won the game by hitting a 3-run home run for the Giants. That was back in the day. It's a true story. He had 3 errors in the same inning. It was a fielding error, a throwing error, and there was something else. And he and then he came up in the next half inning and hit I think it was a 3-run home run and won the game for the Giants. That's how you come back from a 3-error game.
It was a preseason game for the ages.
I know some Ronalds. I know some Rons. You know what I'm saying? None of them go by Ronnie. And I think that's the thing. When you go by Ronnie Simon, you sound like somebody who's about to start crying.
Ronnie is very close to whiny. Yeah,
be a Ron. Be a Ronald. Don't be a Ronnie.
I hate to. I as much as I hate to agree with you, Jeffrey. The one Ronnie I do know is very whiny.
See,
the one Ronnie I do know is just an annoying person.
Yeah. Somebody go ahead and pass that on to Ronnie Simon.
Yep.
Grand Mariner says, Phil, with his ridiculous analogy. Yeah, you might as well just say it, Phil. You won't feel bad if that Marlin player hears your criticism and commits suicide. That's what you really wanted to say, isn't it?
No, it's not. But now that you mention it, thank you.
It's starting out a dark hour here.
Here, if I was like, dude, maybe don't cry in the field. That's the worst thing I've said. Hey, dude, maybe don't cry in the field.
But
then the guy says, oh, that's it. I'm going to kill myself. I'm be like, guess I was right about him.
Oh my gosh. He does play in Seattle. Depression is on the rise in Seattle.
Bruno Baller says the most macho Ronnie I've ever heard was Ronnie James Dio. Well, that was IE, not Y.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio.
By the way, hey, Mr. Wilbur, I've always wondered something. If you're like reading Braille and you read the words "do not touch," does that scare the hell out of you? Because that means you're touching.
Oh, jeez.
I've always wondered that. Dimeback Dude says, last week on Thursday, when it was just Harris and Phil, there was so much crying. I thought I was listening to sports version of The View.
Hey, we got to the core of Harris's emotional trauma. And let me tell you, when we unpack that thing, the guests and the fourth dimension and
the guests
and the celebrities that all showed up on the show that day, they really just melded with him. It was a mind meld of epic proportions.
Okay.
Nerd. LA Kid says, didn't President Ronald Reagan go by Ronnie? No. His wife called him Ronnie, but that was a pet term, a woman to a man. Outside of that, anybody called Ronald Reagan Ronnie probably got a big punch in the throat.
And then during his second term, you can call him whatever you like because he wasn't there.
Yeah, the lights were flickering and no one was home.
Yeah.
The Jet says, every time Phil's on the radio, I want to kill myself too. Jesus God. That was a bit much. Beer Bob says, I'm sure Ronnie Lott has something to say about that name. Again, IE.
Wow.
4409 says, I don't remember Chuck Knobloch crying when he forgot how to throw a baseball.
Oh my God.
Signed Murph from Jersey. Hey, we got a new texter.
Him and Steve Sachs. Remember Steve Sachs for the Dodgers? For a while, he couldn't throw from second base to first base.
Do we let this new texter, be called Murph from Jersey?
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. You don't usually do names from places. We usually it's a texter.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Murph from Jersey.
Yeah, we just donned yesterday LA Kid or whatever.
Yeah, why not? It's a little bit different.
Murph from Jersey sounds like a great texter name.
Usually we don't let people do that, but if you want to stick with Murph from Jersey, I guess, because that sounds like a dude from Jersey, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Murph. What's up, Murph?
It's like Jersey Murphs.
By the way, how the hell did you find us, Murph? Moislin has the perfect. He's got the perfect Texter nickname, Murph Diver. Do you want to be Murph Diver?
Ooh.
Murph Diver.
Murph from Jersey, how did you find us? Welcome to the program. Thanks for listening. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, the most famous Ronnie I know of is Ronnie Coleman. Lightweight baby. Yeah, buddy. 8-time Mr. Olympia. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, he was a weightlifter.
I figured that out, but I still don't know what he's talking about.
He lifted massive amounts of weight.
Hefty Lefty says, did Murph do the Murph on Memorial Day?
Murph do the Murph.
Oh, Last Optimist. That's pretty good, too. He says, call him Jersey Murph. Oh, I like Jersey Murph. Like Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Jersey Murphs.
See, I didn't say that.
I did.
No,
Check the tape. Check the tape.
Look,
Stolen valor. Last Optimist said it.
Let him be. Let him Murph from Jersey. I like it. I like it. It sounds very Jersey-like.
If you can prove on the tape you said it first, then we'll give credit to Phil.
Let me find it.
Let's see. He says, by the way, Ronnie is a very popular name out here in the Redneck Riviera.
I.e., though.
Where's that? Havasu? Where's the Redneck Riviera? Laughed Optimist. Where's that? So Murph from Jersey says, stuck in Arizona now, like the show. So I don't know I don't know the inflection. It's either stuck in Arizona now, hey, like the show, or stuck in Arizona now, like the show. we're stuck in Arizona too.
If it's Murph from Jersey, it's like the show.
So Murph, you want to be Jersey Murph, or you want to be Murph Murph Tones? I don't know. What was I saying?
Murph from Jersey.
No, Murph from Jersey. Do you want to be Jersey Murph?
What about Papa Murph?
Papa or Murph Diver? I don't know. You should probably clear that one with Radio Ron. Baker's Cocky Hens confirms that Phil said it first.
I did. I said it. It went unnoticed, but I said it.
Most everything you say, Phil, goes unnoticed. I don't know if you realize that.
Exactly. Except for the really good stuff, like Ginkle May Tinkle.
Yeah, you're batting 500 today.
Yeah.
From Ginkle May Tinkle to Jersey Murph. Hefty Lefty says Ronnie Coleman was also an active duty police officer. Imagine getting pulled over by that guy.
Wow. He'd smash your head in his bicep like a walnut.
You'd be like, who ordered the stripper? Because that's what he looked like in the uniform.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to test him. Just say, hey, license and registration, make me. Okay. Tears door off.
So Murph from Jersey does not want to be called Murph Diver. He says, not Murph Diver, please. Okay, so how about Jersey Murph? Or you just want to stick with Murph from Jersey? This is it. This is when we decide these things, Murph. I just like that we have a friend named Murph now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
never had a friend named Murph.
Yeah, it's
feel almost complete now.
Yeah, it's colloquial. It feels like very just like, Murph.
What did he say about colitis? What did he say?
I don't know. I think Phil's got colitis. So he has decided that Jersey Murph is nice.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to edit it. You're now in the system, so you don't have to always tell us who you are. Whenever you text in, we'll know it's Jersey Murph. Welcome to the program.
Welcome in, good sir.
So I guess you're a Jets fan? Let's see.
Don't just assume.
It's going to be a rough couple of years for you, buddy. Let's see. Big George says, damn, this show should be used as a PSA for the 988 mental health hotline. Yeah, like as an example of what could happen to you if you don't call. The Jet says, Randy, do you remember Richard Sachs? Richard Sachs? I think he played for the Long Island Wieners.
No.
There's a lot of times I just regret ever reading the Jets texts.
Yeah. Steve Sachs, but not Richard Sachs.
Bruno Baller says, I did hear Phil saying Jersey Murphs.
Thank you.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, rest in peace, Harris. He'll be back Monday. Last Optimist says, I'm in the Florida Panhandle. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Who is?
Last Optimist.
I'm very sorry.
There's several people who still listen to the show, having moved to other places.
Mhm.
And I know there's people who live in California now. There's not just George. There's oh my gosh, I already forgot his texture nickname. But yeah, there's like a handful that have gone into the wind, but
Yes.
couldn't give up the blender.
Right.
Firefarter says, "Is the Murph diver actually Tony Soprano? You don't want to
No.
anger him."
No.
Now, listen, we're gonna. Why do you think Jersey Murph gets all the respect that he is due? Just in case.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, every time Jersey Murph texts in, we'll think of Optimus and how he came up with it. Last Optimus, yes.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Just wants to give him the credit. Moist One says Richard Fitz pitched yesterday for the Red Sox.
Wonderful.
Richard Fitz. Wonder what he could be alluding to with that. Hefty Lefty says, Bad Grandpa listens from the great beyond.
Yeah, it must be.
We got a handful of people who have died.
I feel like
possibly while listening to this show.
Feel like he I feel like he has gone to the great beyond.
Didn't you say
Yeah.
Napa Bob?
No, Napa Mike did
Napa Mike.
pass away
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were very sad about that. He was a great guy.
Yep.
Elzar of the Mountain says, Jersey Murph. What a silly nickname. Says Elzar of the Mountain.
Yeah. Just because your nickname is Mountain doesn't mean you're perched up there, my guy.
So I guess we should probably talk about basketball now.
Yeah. Oh, hey, where's Donnie? Where's
Donnie?
You know what's so funny is that Donnie keeps coming. Like the way that the show has been structured, along with the television viewing schedule, that any chance that the Minnesota Timberwolves had for bragging rights was just ineligible. Like the show didn't come back on. Like we left on a bad note for Donnie. We came back on a bad note for Donnie, and then now it's just abysmal. Now it's just like we feel like we are kicking Donnie while he's down because there's no hope.
He and Ralph have very similar abilities to completely ignore the fact that they just got made look stupid and that their team has lost and things are bad. And then it's on to the next delusion. So, like your delusion that old Anthony Edwards was the face of the NBA when we were having that conversation about who's the face of the NBA. And I love it. Charles Barkley got it exactly right. He says, hey, don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. Here's the three people who can be the face. He says the face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take it. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is taking it right now.
I don't think he's necessarily taking it. I mean,
he's the best player this season, but I'd say those three are more the face than Anthony Edwards at this moment.
No, I think that maybe perhaps they deserve it. Sure. But I feel like
there is no face.
Yeah. I feel like right now it's still the old heads. It's still LeBron. It's still Curry. Even though you worry about who's going to take it next. I think the closest thing that first of all, to be quite frank, I barely know what Shea sounds like. And that you cannot be the face of the league if you do not have an idea of what he sounds like. Like I know what Giannis sounds like. I can hear him in my head. And if I were to read a quote, I could hear it in his English. He's a very funny guy. He's very personable. He's very nice. He's been very loyal. Like I think he's everything a fan would want, except for the fact that he's just not American born. So that's where the disconnect. Jokic, that guy does not want to be the face of anything other than horse racing, Mike. Yeah. Like he was just born. He's like where a bunch
that's the face you see when you owe someone money.
And that's true. Yeah.
Him and his brothers show up and they roll you around a little bit and say, next time it's going to be worse. Pay up the money.
Yeah, the triple-double fist you right to the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we don't have a face of the NBA right now. When LeBron goes home, we don't have a face of the NBA. And we'll have to see who's next. But it is not Anthony Edwards.
Well, I'm kind of insulted that you didn't name the obvious candidate. Bronny James.
2-minute penalty for Phil. You can't talk again for 2 more minutes. That was just so dumb. I had to. You understand? I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not. Don't talk. All you needed to do there was nod. 888-368-1580. Random texter says, still would like to know whatever happened to Bad Grandpa. Pretty sure they've spread his ashes by now. Fighting Wampa says, Does Harris work at Harmon Solar? I was wondering because he's on the program about as often as Ralph. Well, he's on his family vacation. So that's all I know about that. Hamilton Porter says, be honest. OKC threw out that game so they could win at home. I often wonder when you see a team dominating another team and suddenly, I guess we have to go back to win the series. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That happens in the NBA so much more than people would like to admit. The Jet agrees. I'm sorry, the Moist One agrees. Bronny. The Jet says Jokic has a face for radio. I'm just going to stop reading his texts. They're so bad.
Wow.
So bad. Chicken Stiffy says, we haven't heard from Chicken Stiffy in a while.
In some time, yes.
First off, Chicken Stiffy says massive backup on State Route 51 because of a car fire. So that's a barbecue situation going there. But he says Ant needs to grow up. I'm from Minnesota. Love the Wolves, but he's not a leader. At this point, he won't lead them to a championship until someone better than Julius Randle ends up being his number 2.
You know, I was thinking about that last night too. Yeah, because Julius Randle has not helped this team in this series very much at all. And I was thinking, what if KD went to Minnesota?
Well, that has been a lot of people's thought process. A lot of people are thinking that. There's rumors alluding to that. We knew coming into these playoffs, you'll see a team that's just you feel like they're close, but they don't have quite what they need. That's where Kevin Durant is going to get aimed at. So we'll see.
It's possible. I disagree with the first point that he said. Ant-Man can't. Ant-Man's young. He's 24. Like he entered the league so young. To completely dismiss him as a leader, as a number 1 on a team when he has
now with that attitude, the way he is, I feel like he's right. He can't lead right now.
This season, sure, but also the team that's constructed around him certainly isn't doing him any favors. When the starters combined only gave him 12 points last game, it was abysmal. And yes, of course, that does fall on Anthony Davis too. But do you know how many times he was doubled last game? 100% of the time he brought the ball up the court. 100% of the time. Doubled.
Because they know that Julius Randle's not going to hurt him. So guess what?
And then he hurt him.
That frees them up to double and triple in some cases Anthony Edwards. And the bottom line is this team needs another guy that's a threat all the time. Somebody they have to pay attention to. Because Julius Randle, although he's a great basketball player, don't get me wrong, I just don't think that he's that guy. I don't think he's the guy that a team has to worry about. He's more of a part player, a guy that can hurt you in certain situations. But I don't think that he's the guy in this situation for Minnesota. I feel like if Minnesota had a Kevin Durant out there, now we've got a series on our hands.
Yeah, I think that you're going to see Kevin Durant on a team like that in the not too distant future. But if I am Ishbia,
I was going to say,
Randy, I'm going to deal to the east.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to deal to the east.
Maybe. I don't think Kevin Durant has quite that. If you were to deal Booker, I would agree with that logic. But Kevin Durant's kind of he's just kind of a vagabond. He just travels around.
I'm petty.
Yeah, I guess.
Is your 2 minutes up?
It is. It has been. Randy, one last thing here before we go. You realize all this stuff that you're saying about Julius Randle, the only way that Kevin Durant gets over there is swapping for said Julius Randle, who you are very low on. Are you?
Well, I don't have a problem with that. Do they bring Julius Randle to Phoenix? I don't know. Maybe there's a 3-team thing. Maybe we get somebody else from a third team. Julius Randle goes somewhere else. We get some trade assets and some young players to help this Suns team get better. I don't know. I don't know that. I'm just thinking out loud. When I was sitting there going, but I knew this Minnesota team was better than this. Oklahoma's just manhandling them. And then when I watched them play the game, I mean, there's nobody paying attention to anybody else on the Minnesota lineup on the floor. It's all directed towards Anthony Edwards. And rightfully so. You want to shut down Minnesota, this is what you do. And I feel like they've got to make a move for another guy or two, maybe a young guy, an up-and-comer that can go along with Durant that this team has to pay attention to.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back and pick it right back up again. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
The perfect time to upgrade your carpet is right now. Get free carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Give your floors a new, softer feel from timeless and trendy options with the performance to support everyday life. Refresh your carpet today with the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 1st, 2025. Receive free basic carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Excludes stock carpet.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
The Rich Eisen Show.
The NFL announced there's a new award at the NFL Honors this season called Protector of the Year. So the George Washington of this award.
Deion Dawkins.
It's a cool deal. It's a cool deal to really put thoughts in the air and then grab it and put it on paper. It's been a long time coming, but we got it done. Protector of the Year award is here. And now all the big boys around the world have something to look up to and go after as they, work out and play football.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Ralph from Harmon Solar says he agrees with Phil. Says, Bronny James just makes sense as the face of the NBA.
It's
Absolutely.
a natural lean into it,
I think he's trying to be serious, though, when he says Kevin Durant does not make sense in Minnesota. They need a veteran leader there. We've already seen the KD impact when there's no leader on the team. Well, they have a leader. He's just not a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Anthony Edwards is a leader. Like, he's certainly feisty. You see certainly
They're
how
doing a bang up job. Yeah, they're doing great.
Oh my gosh! Because they're going above their skis. What do you see? What seed they are? They're going up against a historic defense, like a defense that, by all rights, will be among the top of its generation, maybe for the decade. I mean, it is incredible to see like the Thunder play on defense each and every time in the waves that they can come at you. So just because they're faltering against a historic wave that they're going up against doesn't mean that makes him a bad leader.
Chicken Stiffy says Julius Randle has a player option for next season. Not sure they could trade him for KD unless it's a sign and trade.
I mean, it would depend on the timing, I suppose. But
So
he might not fit into the plan.
I'm looking at the games here that OKC and Minnesota have played, and I think if they had KD there, a couple of these games could be different. For example, the Thunder Timberwolves locked up in OKC, 118-103 was the final score. Now the next game, the Timberwolves 143, Thunder 101, and game 4. It was 128-126. Tell me Kevin Durant doesn't make a difference in 2 of those games.
It just depends. It really just depends. You got chemistry to think about. You've got,
well, I understand that.
How does that change the way they defend them on the floor? There's a lot going on there.
I think it takes pressure. They need somebody like a KD. I think Ralph's right. They do need a veteran, and they need somebody that's going to take a lot of pressure off of Anthony Edwards. Otherwise, he can't create anything. He can't do anything. They've locked him down. And although the Timberwolves have made a pretty good effort at trying to hang with OKC, the bottom line is they're down. They're down 3-1 in this series, and it looks like OKC could close them out tonight.
Probably will.
I'm just saying that if in Minnesota's case, they need to do something. They need to break pieces off, and maybe Julius Randle is that piece that needs to go somewhere else and bring in somebody else. I was just suggesting a KD. I'm not saying for sure, but I'm just suggesting somebody like Kevin Durant to come in and take some pressure off of Anthony Edwards.
It makes sense on paper at a distance. Close one eye, cross the other. Chicken Stiffy says, I don't disagree that he could become a leader, but he's not right now. He says, I believe that they're overperformed, of course, what they were expected to do in the first year. Saw an interesting statement in his year 2. Ant had Pat Beverly as his mentor. SGA had Chris Paul. It kind of tells you something, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
that is interesting. But no, I mean, he is, for better or worse. I think it's just sometimes his age works against him. Like, he can still be a leader and just not know to the same level. Like, LeBron James was a leader back in Cleveland during his first run. He was the leader of the team. He just needed Dwayne Wade to kind of teach him to go to that next level of what a championship leader is. You look at Anthony Edwards. He's over there, especially in the press conference. Like, when they won in the last round, they were saying, hey, whoa, what are we celebrating about? The job's not done. We're still going along. That's leadership role. I mean, and directing Rudy Gobert and saying, like, hey, we're going to all be a team and go forth on this goal. That's leadership. It's just, at some point, I don't care how much leadership you got. You just can't overcome the talent deficit that they're currently working against.
Donnie says Ant is only 23 years old. He's got a lot of time left, and he idolizes KD. But here's the thing, though, Donnie. You show up as the face of the NBA. Michael Jordan showed up, the face of the NBA. Kobe showed up, the face of the NBA. LeBron showed up as the face of the NBA. He did it at 18. So the fact he's 23 years old, a lot of time left. No, I don't think he's ever going to be the face of the NBA. I think he's going to be a good player. I think that he's going to be respected. He's going to be known. He's going to be a star, but he's not going to be the face of the NBA. 888-368-1580. Moist One says, nobody takes off more pressure than... Okay, I'm not reading it. Wow. Heavy Metal Maniac says, Randy, should the Diamondbacks fire Torey Lovullo now or wait until the end of the season? I think that was a typo from voice text. I think he means Diamondbacks.
Okay. If I'm the Diamondbacks and if I have decided, as the ownership of the Diamondbacks, and I have decided we need to move on from Torey Lovullo, I'm waiting until the All-Star break. I'll be honest with you. If this team underperforms, continues underperforming, and doesn't make things work up to the All-Star break, it's sort of a shortfall from the All-Star break. I like to say it's a sprint because that coming out of the All-Star break, everybody is on board with one goal in mind, and that's the postseason. If the Diamondbacks feel like this team is not going to be able to make a run at going to the postseason, I think you make a change at the All-Star break. And you move on from there. And I don't think you hire a new manager. I think you have an interim guy that takes this team down the stretch, and then you wait for the offseason and you become very thoughtful about who you want to run this team. I don't think you need to break up the nucleus of this team. I think you need to keep this offense humming along. These guys have been doing wonderfully with the offense. I think the biggest standout problem, the wart, if you will, of this team is their bullpen. And for some unexplained reason, which we don't know, I don't know, I'm speculating what's wrong with Zach Gallen. Right there, to me, he's either injured or there's something they're missing with Zach Gallen. And maybe you get a new pitching coach and a new program to take care of Zach Gallen and get him back on track.
Let's see. Fighting Wampa says, Phil, you get credit for saying Jersey Murph. Then you go screw up your cred by blaming Anthony Davis on the Wolves issue.
Anthony Davis on the
Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis is not on the Wolves, nor
did you accidentally say Anthony Davis when you meant to say?
Oh, maybe I said Anthony Davis instead of Anthony Edwards. Maybe that's what it
AD's
is.
not on the.
Yeah, he's not. So if you caught me in that, I
he's
guess
prank calling them or something.
AD is not the face of the NBA, by the way, either. He's the brow of the NBA.
No, that's absolutely right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hamilton Porter says this might be a hot take, but does Kevin Durant really have that much star power at this point? What does he have left? 3 to 5 years max? You need a team that wants a missing piece. But if he wins a title next year, I could see him ritiring. Well, there's a lot going on there, Hamilton Porter.
He could, yeah. I mean, that's a legitimate question. I mean, KD's been playing for quite some time. However, he loves the game. He still feels like he's capable to play the game. He just won a gold medal last summer in the Olympics. Yeah. He feels like he's still a good ball player, and I believe that he's still a superstar quality ball player. He's still a guy that can make an impact on a team. And I think the reason I said go to KD to Minnesota, because I think it would help ease the pressure on Anthony Edwards. I think they need a player like that. I didn't mean definitely KD. I wasn't making some sort of a prediction. All I was saying was Minnesota is lacking a guy, a superstar veteran player that can take the role and take this team and get some of the pressure off Anthony Edwards and to help this team move forward.
The texter said 2 different points that I just wanted. One is that I think that how long does KD have as a superstar? You're right, probably 3 years max. And even then it's probably it. Like that's max. Like we're looking at maybe a season and a half. But as to how long Kevin Durant will play, if there's name me another player who just literally personifies love to hoop. Love to ball, love to play. He kind of shows me to be like another mold of Vince Carter, where Vince Carter at one point in time was the star of stars. Was somebody that was a face of the league, maybe not the face, but a face, and then eventually just grew into an elder statesman, kind of end of the bench guy, maybe a 6 man or whatever. And especially for Kevin Durant, his game will age so gracefully that he can almost just be a 6 man that I think he would actually be fine and want to live in that role because of how much he just loves to play basketball. And there's something respectable about that.
Phil, I think you want me to name another person who loves to hoop it up. I was going to say Ted Allison.
Oh.
Ted Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good one, Jeffrey.
Yeah. 888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says, I think people are overthinking this series a little too much. I'm not sure it has too much to deal with the lack of leadership from Ant or Randall not being the best second option for him. Randall not having a good series obviously isn't helping, but maybe it's just the Thunder taking care of business versus a team which they had 19 more wins than during the regular season.
Well, yes, but like I pointed out, I mean, my thought here is, are the Thunder taking care of business? 118-103, the Thunder beat the Timberwolves. I mean, that to me, that's a game where the Timberwolves are right there. I don't think that. And then the Thunder got thumped 143-101 by the Timberwolves. And then the Thunder won by 2 points. Yeah, it's a win. But where's this vaunted defense I keep hearing about when it's 128-106? Where's this defense that I keep hearing everybody talk about when the Timberwolves are right there? That's why I say the Timberwolves, if they had a guy like KD, if they had another player, or if Julius Randle was playing out of his head, then maybe the Timberwolves are in this thing and they go to a game 7. I am just saying there's not much between this game, this series being 3-1 and it being, 3-2, 3-3. There's not a whole lot there.
On the point of the texter, this is something that I don't know if it's maybe the NBA is the worst at this, but they build up guys in successive rounds just to destroy them in the next one, should they fail. Like we were all just singing Anthony Edwards' praises when he took down the Lakers. We were singing his praises when he didn't do much against the Golden State Warriors and they won. But now that he's losing to a much better team, a team that, again, I'm telling you now, will be looked upon favorably in history looking back. It won't be the Toronto Raptors, who many people say are like the luckiest team to win an NBA championship ever. This is a team that is very much verified and legitimate and certainly has a historic defense and aspect and element to them. Just because he's losing to them, there's no shame in that. There is no shame in losing to just a plain out better team.
All right, listen, we need to take a break. We have a shload of texts sitting on the text line, and I'm going to read every single one of them when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender is streamed live on YouTube. Search 1580 The Fanatic to watch.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your bedroom. Sure, that sounds incredibly irrational, but now that we've mentioned it, you are a little worried. The odds of one snake, let alone snakes plural, are so slim. But you might want to check. Oh, you're not near your bedroom. Guess you'll just have to sit there and worry about it. So let Progressive protect your home and auto, because you've got enough to worry about. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Volunteering creates positive change. You can help people in your community facing adversity, offering them hope and a path to a better future. You will transform lives, find fulfillment, and discover a sense of purpose. Join the Army behind the Salvation Army, dedicated to meeting human needs without discrimination. Discover how at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They simply have the heart. Sponsored by the Salvation Army Southwest Division.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the sit-back?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Tank Blood says, and Randy is always right. He does also says, I would trade Booker, Beal, and Plumlee for Anthony Edwards.
They're never going to trade Booker, though.
They're never going to trade Anthony Edwards.
That's true.
Yeah, just trust me. You know who says no in a Booker to Anthony Edwards trade? It's the Minnesota Timberwolves, not the other way around.
Grand Mariner says, I swear I get out of breath just listening to Phil's speed talk. above your skis. What does that mean, Philip?
It means that you're playing over like better than what you ever thought you could, than anybody gave you credit for. Back-to-back seasons for the Minnesota Timberwolves, just absolutely making a demolition of the NBA and getting so far than anybody gave them credit for. But I mean, and now we'll kill them for it.
I don't know about that. I don't know that they've been playing out of their head. They've been here twice in 2 seasons. I think that says something for the makeup of this team. I don't know that they're playing, just stupid basketball where they throw the ball up and it goes in the net. I think they have done very well, and I will agree with you that I don't think they're fit for this series, but I don't agree with this all defensive team and how this has been a Oklahoma City defensive juggernaut. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I look at the scores and it doesn't tell me that story.
Phil,
the turnovers alone just go to show you, and then looking at the game and the physicality that the Thunder defense plays game in and game out. Yes, the scores may not be indicative of that, but I mean, that's just certainly because that they're playing specifically with a certain game plan in mind, which is to stop Anthony Edwards. And the only team, maybe besides the Boston Celtics in the NBA, who could have even attempted to do this and are successful at it.
They have done that. They have done that. The Thunder beating the Timberwolves 118-103, losing 143-101, and then beating 128-126. That's the last 3 games in a row. I don't see a defensive juggernaut. I'm sorry.
Phil,
turnovers are not necessarily defensive. Turnovers are just bad ball handling. Go ahead, Phil.
Jeffrey,
have you ever skied?
Have I ever? Yes, I have.
When?
What was I? I was in the interim between high school and college.
Snow or water?
Snow.
Okay. Snow. Well, you act as though water skiing is not.
Well, we're talking about snow skiing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. It would be unusual given the context, but
Donnie says, "Haha, the Wolves would never want that loser." Oh, shut up, Donnie.
Loser? Who's he talking about?
He says,
Devin
this
Booker.
Series is not over, Dingleberries.
Oh,
it kind of is.
Kind of is. Donnie, don't do this. Go down like a gentleman.
You just keep believing, Donnie. Keep believing.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
No, please stop. Please stop. Chicken Stiffy says turnovers are killing the Wolves. Unless KD can stop the lackadaisical passes and bad plays, wouldn't make much of a difference having him there.
I agree. I agree 110%.
You look at the Wolves' regular season compared to where they are in this postseason, even and outside of this series, they do not have a turnover rate this high against anybody else except for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like it is certainly generated by the ferocity of that defense.
The Jet says KD might be a great fit in Minnesota. They had a lot of turnovers the other night.
There we go.
Walter Mellon says, "Who the hell's Diane and what's going on in her back?" I don't know, Walter. It was a badly worded text, I guess. Moist one says AD is Adrian Peterson. Dimeback Dude says trade the crybaby LeBron and his son Bronny to Minnesota. They'll win a chip in 3 years there.
Actually, I mean, I know you're joking, but that would be a nice place. Yes.
Be a leader.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's what they need.
LeBron would, but
yeah. I certainly wasn't talking about Bronny.
LeBronny would not be.
I'm sure Bronny might be a nice kid.
He'd be a nice filler on their G team, their G League team.
Ringless Joe says, no, Randy. Minnesota is not lacking anything. The land of Minnesota is just cursed. They'd fail to win a championship even if Tom Brady and Michael Jordan played for them.
That's a good take. I like that. Let me give you the bell on that one.
Number one Rattlers fan says that this Harris kid is getting better and better. So insightful. Keep up the good work, Harris.
I don't know. Is that supposed to insult me or Harris? I don't
No,
know.
maybe both.
Maybe, yeah, man.
That's
Bruno
why I call you
Baller.
Phil the Thrill. So
Bruno Baller says brandy temperature in the 80s, possible chance of rain in the forecast. Is that correct? Brandy, you're a fine girl.
What a good wife you will be.
I think he means Randy.
Yeah.
Sup with that weather.
Wow. Well, let's go to the big board here from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White reporting where it's currently 98 degrees in the West Valley, 99 in Scottsdale, 99 in downtown Phoenix. Currently in Crapo, Maryland, just outside of Washington. It is 60. Yeah, Crapo. It's just outside of Washington, D.C. It's west of Salisbury. It's 65 and mostly cloudy. Yeah, it looks like some rain in the forecast coming in by Sunday, a 45% chance, and temperatures down to the upper 80s. Currently, again, under mostly cloudy skies, 98 degrees in the West Valley, 99 in Scottsdale, 99 in downtown Phoenix. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. So there you go, Bruno Baller. Cliff Dingleberry says, Donnie, keep my name out of your mouth. Out of your mouth.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Moist One says, how is his lover the sea? Can you explain?
Yeah.
Lover of the sea?
It's a song.
Oh, okay.
Song
is that
goes
like
way back.
what's the best tuna? Lover of the sea.
No,
I've got some
that's
pictures.
Chicken of the sea.
But we don't have time for that now. So let's talk about what's going on with the Knicks. The Knicks went ahead and, as we thought they might, lost the game to the Pacers last night. And Halliburton just keeps showing up. 32 points, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, no turnovers.
Masterpiece.
Never seen anything like it. And he became the first player with that stat line in the postseason since turnovers were first tracked back in the 70s. And he was the Pacers, and he got them the W, but not before Pat McAfee grabbed the microphone and outed every New York celebrity that was there in Indiana in the crowd, and made everybody boo them. He was like, "Oh, we got Timothy Shamalama Ding Dong over there." They boo. They're like, "Oh, it's Ben Stiller. Oh, look, there's Spike Lee," and he's like, "Let's send these sons of bitches home." And I'm like, wow. I mean, they just let him have the Pat McAfee mic out there. So it's a good thing it turned out the way it did, because calling them out like that, that's the kind of thing that could bite you in the ass. But they're back to New York, right? The next game is going to be in New York City. So, but it was all Pacers. It was all Halliburton, really. Karl Anthony Towns, though, I heard he got dinged up. Has there been any new word on Karl Anthony Towns III's injuries?
I'll check. I haven't seen anything, but I'll check.
Yeah, there were a lot of concern there. He pulled something. I don't know, on himself, not someone else. Anyway, so it feels like you're looking at a Pacers and Oklahoma City Thunder finals.
It's a ratings bonanza.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I don't want to be a jerk, but it's probably not going to be the matchup that a lot of basketball fans are looking for. Oklahoma City and Indiana.
And I hope people remember this whenever all the lovers of conspiracy theories just go through, because had the New York Knicks gone through, guaranteed it would have just been, oh, look at how, of course they need to have New York in it. Oh, of course, they wanted to have Minnesota in it because they needed a get good or something. I don't even know what it is. Just so often it's so frustrating to hear all these conspiracy theories that are fun in nature, but then when it starts to become serious, it becomes toxic. And look, the New York Knicks, yes, were they a fun story? Yes. Would they have been better? Undeniably, for the ratings for the NBA? Absolutely. Yet and still, here we are. We're looking towards two of the smallest markets, if not the smallest markets in the NBA, heading towards the NBA Finals. And I'm sure the NBA is nonplussed about it, but it's the reality that we live in. Thank goodness.
So I just asked the AI. I just said, which city is more racist, Indianapolis or Oklahoma City? And the AI said, yes. Both Indianapolis and Oklahoma City have a history of racial inequality and continue to grapple with those issues like segregation, educational disparities, and potential biases in policing. And so it says they're both equally racist.
I'd be interested to see what like the measurements are of that. Like, how does one become equally racist? Like, is it just we got like 6 racist guys in the back, and then we've got 2 guys, but they're really racist? No.
I mean, I asked AI, so take that for whatever it's worth. Okay. You can't just Google that and get an actual answer. I don't think there's anybody charting this data, although I think it could be Yeah, I'm sure it could be quantified.
Yeah, that should be added to the next census. And last question here. Are you a racist? No, my dog's black. Oh, okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Moiswin says OKC is New York. That'd be McVay versus Chamalay.
Oh.
Donnie says it's not over. Win tonight, and there's a chance. Tie it home on Friday.
Oh, Donnie.
The delusion of Donnie.
Donnie, I just start working a couple extra hours because you're going to need that extra money for not just the pizza, but the delivery and the tip.
You know what,
Don't
Donnie?
forget to tip.
Donnie, I hope they win for you.
It just draws it out, Randy. Just put him down, gracefully. Don't.
Why do
draw
I
out
want to
the-
put him down? I have nothing against Donnie.
Just put him out of.
I'm
Well, you're
not
not
on
on. Well, you're
I'm
not
not
on
on-
Twitter,
Right.
so.
I'm not on the social medias. I don't really care. Listen, it's his team. Let him roll.
The man is rolling through the streets in a Twinkie dress. Like, just
That's
let him
okay.
go.
That's
Let him
okay.
go
Hey,
down
listen,
gracefully.
If he loses, maybe he should don a Twinkie dress and walk around Greater Phoenix area.
I've never seen a Twinkie dress.
Well, Phil just brought it up. I mean, he said he's rolling around.
Can
in a
you grab the
dress.
Twinkies off of it and eat it? Would they be clean?
One wonders. I mean, I think it depends on how early in the system is. I mean,
As long as it's not see-through, like you take the Twinkies and you're like,
Oh no.
Yeah.
And
I
as
can
long
see
as
what's
it's
underneath it. Put the Twinkie
like-
back.
Yeah, legit cream.
Yeah, like you. Oh Jesus! Like you remember, remember those candy bracelets where once you ate them, there was nothing but string left.
Oh,
If
yeah.
that's the situation for the Twinkie dress, maybe you
Mhm.
don't want to eat any. And besides, once you get to a certain, Twinkie dress, you might be, getting into a ding dong instead of a Twinkie. And
Wow.
You know what? Tank Blood is a true fan.
Okay.
He says, you know what? I'm going to watch more without the big names. He's basically saying if it's the Pacers and the Thunder, he's like, that's the best ball. He says, they're playing the best ball. Thank you for the show.
Yes, that's what you should want. You should want the best matchup regardless of market. Absolutely.
King Kitten says, don't Google Tulsa racism. Okay.
Oh.
You don't have to tell me twice. Yeah. He says, what is worse, OKC versus Indy or Edmonton versus Florida? Woof. Moiswin says, we're all like Twinkies. In short, we're twinks. No, Moiswin, we're not twinks. We're not. We're just not. So anyway, all right. It's the Pacers and the Knicks. They go back, and tonight here, well, geez, not even tonight. In a few minutes, half an hour or so, the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and it is at home for the OKC. I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know. Is there more do we need to say about this?
No.
I mean, is there an angle you can come back at that supports Donnie? Like, yeah.
Okay. The one is that we have not seen like a supernova Anthony Edwards game.
Do you think this could be it?
He's so sequestered. They've got him locked down tight.
I know, but even AI, when he went up against the juggernaut that was the what are those 2008
I don't know
Lakers?
about this Chat GPT AI stuff anyway. Why are we bringing that in here?
No, I'm saying Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson got
okay.
himself a game that meant that the Los Angeles Lakers did not sweep their way to a championship because AI was just that great. So if we look at towards Anthony Edwards, I think he is a superstar of that ilk to where he could win you a game single-handedly. I don't think that's viable. I don't think that's possible. And plus, he's shown that during this postseason, he's fine going down, playing basketball the right way as opposed to selfish basketball. Discuss that at your leisure. I don't care. Regardless, Anthony Edwards, that would be the one. That would be the one game that I could see it. And even then, the Oklahoma City Thunder might be fine just taking it in 6.
I'll say this: Timberwolves 143, Thunder 101. That's what I will say.
Tank Blood says Anthony Edwards asked AI what he should do. Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Donnie says the Wolves shouldn't play tonight because Phil said it's over. See, now finally you're being reasonable, Donnie. Rocky Top says, ask AI if the Timberwolves win tonight. I don't know who's going to win. I mean, this is going to be interesting because Anthony Edwards could go bat bleep crazy, or the Oklahoma City Thunder will go bat bleep crazy at home, just putting those boys away.
I mean,
Julius Randle could go
I don't know.
badly
The Thunder-
crazy.
the
I think
Thunder
that
are-
was a one and done kind of craziness for Randall, to be honest.
The Thunder are 8.5 points favorites at home.
I don't know. I'm just looking for some hope. It's a Daily Blender.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And can I just explain something, everybody? Remember the other day, it kind of came up in conversation. Somebody's like, "Oh, horse racing is the sport of kings." I'm like, "It ain't a sport.
Yeah.
It ain't a sport because the horses aren't in on it." You know what I mean? It's like it's not really their choice.
Okay.
So that's why we've designated it as not a sport. Well,
yes.
Let me just remind you that the same thing goes for dog racing. The same thing. They're not in on it, you know. And so now I see this thing. People are out there doing the ice bucket challenge, but they're doing it on their dog, and then they're posting the footage on TikTok. And it's like, well, what are you doing, man? The dog is just sitting there minding its own business, loves you, trusts you, and next thing you know, it's getting an ice bath. And what are They call it the Bark Your Mind Challenge. The setup, it's always the same. There's a jokey voice supposed to be your dog listing other dogs that they would nominate, like Snoopy or Scooby Doo. And the owner dumps a bucket of water on them and they freak out. And it's like, that's not cool, man. That's your best friend. Why would you, even just regular water, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
You know, unless your dog just loves that water, you know, don't do that. Else, that's going to stress the dog out. That's going to, and then the dog's not going to trust you anymore. And the dog's going to start to sit there and go, Jesus Christ, what's next? What's going on around here?
Right.
That ain't cool to do to a dog. The dog doesn't have, the ability to understand what's happening. Don't do that.
And also, you're going to train it to not trust you. Like, it's not even going to just not trust you. It will be trained to not trust you anymore.
Go laugh my ass off. The first dog that gets a mouthful of somebody's nuts, because, in retaliation, they get attacked by their dog for doing the stupid dog ice bucket challenge.
Yeah.
So people don't do that. That's not cool.
I agree. Couldn't have said it better, Jeffrey.
Fish Tank says, when my dog hears the third hour, she gets excited because she knows it's 5 p.m. and it's time for dinner.
Oh, well,
we have Pavloved your dog. So
that association. I love it.
You're welcome.
So my dogs, they get fed in the morning and in the evening, and Bebo has learned to exploit the situation.
Oh,
really?
Like I'll go over there and feed them, and then they kind of go over there and they'll go over to my wife and because he talks. I don't know if the people who are listening know this, but he talks. He's like, he's always making noise, and he'll harass her till she's like, "What?" And then she comes over and she's like, "Oh, you need some food." So he's working the system. He's working the system and getting extra kibble for it.
That stinker.
I mean, listen, I don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of hate in the game, the WNBA have come back and they said they were unable to verify the hateful fan comments towards Reese. Remember, this was like last week, and Caitlin Clark fouled Angel Reese, and because Angel Reese fouled her friend. It was just a back and forth thing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it ain't no big deal. But somebody in the stands was yelling some really hateful things. And so the WNBA went back to investigate. They said, well, we can't find any evidence of this. So I don't know if that means they couldn't get it on tape, or if they asked all the white people sitting there in that section, did you hear any racist comments? No.
And how about you? Did you hear your friend over here? Did he?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You'd never know. I don't know what you're talking about. So I color me suspicious of this investigation, but they say they've tried. I mean, they couldn't find it. So I guess they're just have to wait until something else happens.
Yeah, to a certain point, it's always going to be hard to identify whenever you're at a live sporting event who it is. I mean, you see it not all the time, but frequently. Every once in a while, a fan will get escorted out, will be taken out errantly, and also for errant reasons. Like you see, Russell Westbrook is very, very sensitive. You want to talk about sensitive? Very sensitive about being called West Brick. He takes that personally. Says it's about the family name.
Yeah, well, that ain't racist. So
and agreed. So that's something I would say is errant. Like that is, if you're in a heckling thing, I feel like that's within bounds. This, I mean, it's going to be very hard to identify sometimes, and I'd rather get it right than get it wrong. In that, if you're going to ban a fan for something so egregious and possibly identify them to the world as such, I'd rather it be correct and right than to just put that cape on somebody undeservedly.
And Phil, being an accomplished racist, can speak to this problem like no one else.
Each and every day, hoping to achieve better and better.
Don't yes and that. That's the part where you're supposed to say, "No, hell is wrong with you, Jeffrey." Well, they didn't. If they didn't catch them this time, hopefully they catch them next time. I have no doubt, considering it was Indianapolis, that somebody shouted something out. But
you got to know they'll eventually do it again and they'll get caught. So
if you're so brazen to do that right now, I mean, you'll go again.
Number one Rattlers fan says you can make a wager whether Angel Reese misses her first bucket. There's a guy who's rolled over that wager 5 straight times off $100. That's pretty cool. Okay. I mean, listen, players are different players. She's a different kind of player. She's, they have a rivalry, her and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's closer to Dennis Rodman than she is to like Magic or
she's a rebound machine.
Yeah.
You know?
Quite honestly, she needs to get a little bit better in production and as a player overall in order to fill her end of the bargain. Because Caitlin Clark has certainly made her team a title contender, even amongst her just getting there and possibly an MVP candidate. Angel Reese, okay, she's had some good, setting pace for rookie records, maybe on the lower end, but certainly she has not developed any sort of an offensive game. And in order to truly have this be a rivalry of substance, not just her team, but she needs to get better.
888-368-1580. So, all right, let's talk a little hockey. Last night, the damn Canadians were able to thump the Dallas Stars.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that. I mean,
well, yeah, and I think the Stars and the Edmonton Oilers play again in Edmonton, and the Stars are not that good of a road team. So,
no, that's going to be about the end of that. You're right, and
it looks like the Stars won't align this season.
It'll be the Oilers and the Panthers here pretty quickly. The Panthers and Hurricanes, they are playing again. Nowish. Let's check in and see how everybody's doing. Nothing started yet.
Nothing.
No, not yet. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it for you guys. No need to change the station because I don't think anybody else is playing the hockey right now, are they?
Mm-hmm. No.
Now everybody's going to turn around. Yeah, someone else is playing it. I ain't going to tell everybody. I'm just telling you right now. There is nothing else on the radio anywhere ever. Period.
Yes.
They all went home.
All the other stations shut their transmitters down.
Just like that. So don't even bother changing the channel.
Don't even do that.
Lost Toby says there's no rivalry between Reese Witherspoon and Caitlyn Jenner.
There's a bit of a stretch, but still a little funny.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. He says there's no rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Reese.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. He says
rivalry there.
Says hatred and criticism destroyed Angel Reese.
I don't know if it destroyed her. I mean, she certainly has had an eventful offseason. I think that commercialization. I mean, she may be a victim of just having a very busy offseason. We've seen this. Players have come back most recently, most notably Baker Mayfield. He certainly was on every single Progressive commercial. I think he did like a KFC commercial. He did like a Home Depot commercial. Like he just was everywhere that you could possibly.
I'm glad those are over.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And so, Angel Reese had this moment in the offseason. And in order to, go to the next level, you have to build upon that and make the main thing. Get better at basketball.
Simple as that.
Yes. Why doesn't
let's
everybody
talk about hockey again. By the way, it didn't seem like it was that big a deal, but everybody's upset. Everybody's upset at Evan Bouchard for hacking at a guy's leg.
Huh? Well, it is dirty for him to take a hack at the guy's leg like that. That was a dirty shot.
Wasn't that big of a deal? Did it hurt him?
Yeah, sent him out of the game. And I don't know if he's able to play.
Yeah, Hintz had been hurt already. And so now I guess during the first period, Bouchard skated behind him, whack, right in the leg or foot, down by the foot. I don't think it was the same leg that got hacked on by Nurse before, but he didn't leave the game.
Yes, he did.
Did he leave the game?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the middle of the period, though.
He skated off. A guy came in and replaced him. Middle. Was
he out for the rest of the game?
I believe he was. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe it was a little.
You can't take your stick and swing it like a club and hit somebody's.
I thought he saw a spider. It looked like he saw a spider. He's
Is that
trying to
what
get
it
a
was?
spider, a Canadian
Okay.
spider. Those
Okay,
things are
Cana-
vicious.
Canadian spiders are scary. Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
he had a moment of
about-
delusion and just thought he
Mm.
was having a vacuum cleaner. you
About
know?
the only thing scary in Canada are their spiders.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the video and I was like, it's not that big a deal. It wasn't that big a deal.
Well, put him out of the game. Now, I'm not sure. I think he's questionable for the next game.
Yeah, well, I think that when Darnell Nurse was trying to get that other spider, that probably hurt him way more when he when he was going after that spider. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, so Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes are on the ice right now. More than likely, that'll get taken care of. That'll get taken care of.
I would imagine. Yeah.
That'll be the end of that tonight. So
yeah, I would imagine that's going to happen. Yeah.
Did you know that rematches in the Stanley Cup, as it seems like we're destined to have here, in back-to-back Stanley Cups, has only happened in the NHL 4 times?
4 times.
4 times, yes. I believe it was I forget what who the teams were, but I remember the first 2 both had the Blues or the Jazz, or no, the Blues. I'm sorry, had the Blues. And
I had the Blues one time.
Amen. And the same team won the first 2 times, and then the second 2 times they switched, they flip flopped.
Yeah.
Just fun fact here, y'all.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah,
some unnamed texter, a new texter on the text line says,
"Oh, no kidding!
Can I get a Colorado Rockies score update? I got $100 in the Rockies to cover the spread. It's 0-0 right now, bottom of the first. So, hey, you degenerate gambler!
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my god,
it just started. Give it a moment. Good luck on your bet, man. Good luck on that bet.
You can download the MLB app and follow along.
Or you can listen to us and we can help them out by giving them the damn score. We have another listener.
That's right.
You trying to get rid of ratings?
I'm sorry. I forget all the time.
Who are you? You're betting not only on a White Sox game, or sorry, for a Rockies game, but for the Rockies? Oh,
well, we don't know what the bet is.
He said for the Rockies.
Yeah, he just said Colorado Rockies score update. Oh, the Rockies to cover the spread. What is the spread in that game?
I don't know, because it just went live. But my goodness.
Oh, here it is. The spread is 2.5 against the Cubs.
I mean, they've
Cubs at home.
They've covered that.
I would have thought it would have been 100.
Well, if you take the money line on the Rockies, it's plus 300. It's minus 500 for the Cubs. So you thought you'd put $100 on that, huh? What were the odds? I mean, what do you get for that?
Oh, it's probably if it's the run total, then it's going to be minus 110, just standard. 110, 115, something like that.
Beer Bob says, Phil, do you watch the WNBA?
On occasion, my sisters are season ticket holders for the Mercury. They are, and so they invite me.
They
from
won
time
last
to time.
night.
Yeah, no, they've been tremendous this season. 4-1, undefeated at home. So I dabble. I can't say I'm an aficionado. But I do very much enjoy, and it's a fun environment. I will say they had Pitbull at the All-Star game last year. Woo, dolly.
Beer Bob says, well, Phil, the Indiana Fever was a 500 basketball team last year with Caitlin Clark and our 500 basketball team with them this year so far. So how are they in title contention?
Oh, stop. They're 4 to 5 to 6 games in for the entire league. Get out of 500. Get out of here. I because and also keep in mind they were like the last team out for the playoffs last season. So I mean, by definition, when the league is that small, if you are within the playoffs, you are a title contender. So give me a break. Give me a mother flipping break.
Are you gonna get on Phil for telling the texter to get out of here like he got on me?
Oh, I was getting yelled at by my wife on the text, so I didn't hear any of what he was yelling about.
All right. He told a guy to get out of here. I don't know.
Who did he tell to get out of here?
Another listener.
Yeah.
Don't do that, Phil.
Okay. Come on back here so I can yell at you more. And
6927 says, in my defense, I had $50 on the Cubs to cover yesterday, and they only won by 1 run over the Rockies. So I'm doubling my bet and betting on the Rockies this time. If they lose by 2, I still win.
Oh gosh. Somehow this gets worse. This right here is an ad. This is a non-paid for ad. My goodness.
Yeah, 6927. You might want to jot this down. 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Who are you? How'd you find us? Like, this is the only station where I can text in and they'll actually talk right back to me through my radio. Bruno Baller says, if you got a smartphone, even Siri can tell you a score. Shut up, Bruno Baller.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Bruno Baller.
I don't mind giving a score. Moist One says, how much to uncover the spread? Moist One needs to pawn far like nobody's business. 888-368-1580. So now we can talk about football. We haven't talked about football in quite some time.
There it is.
It's been a minute since we talked about football.
Take it easy, Phil.
Okay.
This came out, which I found really interesting. You know how they broke college football, right? Everything's a mess. Everything's a mess.
Absolute mess. Yeah.
The NCAA is just floating in the wind. It's I can't. I'm trying to think of a movie that is the NCAA. You know, like it's almost like a bomb went off in a train station. You know, and it's just there's a wreck and everybody's kind of half bleeding and there's papers all over the place. That's the NCAA right now. Okay. And it's like, okay, so here's a couple of things there with betting, taking a Pelham. Okay, I'll take that, Moist One. Yeah, it's a lot like
taking
that.
A Pelham 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
So so they're like, all right, you can bet, whatever. Hey, by the way, you can NIL. We can do that. We can NIL. Yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, yeah, you can transfer. We can do a transfer portal. Yeah, once a year. Yeah, once a year you can just transfer anywhere you want. Go ahead.
Right.
What a disaster, because now the disaster is not just hurting the schools. Turns out a new study has found that elite recruits drop in draft odds when they transfer. And, they're saying that, anybody who transfers from one school to another for some reason, that drops them, that lowers their position. And I guess quarterbacks transfer more than any other position.
Yeah.
But they took a look at where people were, how things looked for them, their draft odds before and after. And so people are dropping draft position is correlated with the fact that they've transfer portaled. And guess what that does in the end? That costs you money.
I don't know if I completely I think
it's
there's
a study, Phil. You can't argue with the study.
Yeah, but there's a lot of context missing here. Like if you look at Quinn Ewers last year, if you head into last college football season, he was projected to be the #1 overall pick in the draft.
Listen to the numbers. Transfers from 2018 through 2021, top 24/7, were drafted at a rate of 11.4%. Non-transfers from the same classes drafted 53.6% of the time.
That could just be an indicator too that if they're not like if you look at Colorado last 2 seasons ago when Dion first got there, they just completely revamped the entire program. They were like, hey, pretty much everybody here, sorry, but you're out. So now the entire team has to transfer. They probably had 1 or 2 recruits there. They go somewhere else, and they were part of a losing program, so they probably weren't that good to begin with. I mean, I don't know. Context kind of matters here. I still don't think I fully believe it.
That betting guy, 6927, says, I was looking for a VSiN sports betting station, stumbled across you guys. I'm originally from Denver. I'm a sad Colorado Rockies and Denver Broncos fan. Been many years of depression for me.
Give that man a beer.
Phil is a Broncos fan. My son's a Broncos fan. Hefty Lefty is a Broncos fan. So there's others here. Do you live here now, or are you just randomly going across websites trying to find someone to talk to you? Either way, we don't care. Cool Junior says football.
Yes.
Good to hear from you, Cool Junior. Anyway, so yeah, the numbers are very interesting from this study and how things went, but it boils down to, if you go through the transfer portal, there's a chance that can hurt your draft position later on. I mean, maybe so can being the 4th quarterback down the bench. So
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're just going willy-nilly for the NIL, that's going to hurt you. If you're trying to get a better opportunity to play and prove yourself, whole different story. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's back. The third annual Fire and Fairways Charity Golf Tournament presented by Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's Monday, June 2nd at Biltmore Golf Club. This year supporting Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Centers. Early entry is just $175 and includes goodie bag, raffle tickets, plus a fabulous after golf celebration, lunch buffet, and drinks at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You don't golf? Well, then join us at the celebration for just $75. Sign up today. Go to KasaiFireandFairways.com. That's KasaiFireandFairways.com.
The perfect time to upgrade your carpet is right now. Get free carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection special order carpet. Give your floors a new, softer feel from timeless and trendy options with the performance to support everyday life. Refresh your carpet today with the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 1st, 2025. Receive free basic carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection special order carpet. Excludes stock carpet.
Water is Arizona's most valuable resource. And for over a century, Phoenix has led the way in providing reliable water services. Wherever you call home in Arizona, we all share the responsibility to conserve for tomorrow. Watch your water use, especially outdoors. Consider desert-friendly landscaping and water-saving appliances. Together, small changes can make a big difference. Learn more at phoenix.gov/water and help secure Arizona's water future. This message is sponsored by the City of Phoenix Water Services Department.
It's the bone-crushing hits. The searing sounds of training camp. Come on, knock their ass back! All gas, no brakes. Let's go! Soon, the new recruits will show up for minicamp. And then, it's down to business in training camp. When it comes to the NFL, we talk about it. We're 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for the NFL.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Our new texter from Colorado says, I live here now. I couldn't stand the cold winters of Denver and the constant snow. My company said I could transfer to Albuquerque, New Mexico, or Phoenix. I think I chose wisely.
There we go. Good
Matt,
job.
We're glad
Welcome
to
the
have
Valley.
you.
Yeah.
Listen to the show for a while. If you feel like you want to participate and be a part of it, then we give you a texter nickname. You just come up with your own texter nickname if you want. It's the only time in your life you can give yourself a nickname. The cool nickname you've always hoped for or wanted, or you just tell us a little bit more about yourself, and Randy could throw some potential texter nicknames at you. Of course,
absolutely.
The text line does that too.
Yeah.
So, but another Colorado guy. I'm a Colorado guy. 888-368-1580. Beer Bob says, wasn't Sam Levitt for the Sun Devils, a transfer. Well, I guess we'll see next year if it hurt his draft status. Well, I don't think he's going to be somebody that goes in the first round of a draft.
Potentially. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. It's unlikely, but I mean, you saw like Jaden Daniels. Whenever he left ASU, he went to LSU and was very untouted. And
that was a different kind of situation where his reason for leaving didn't turn off NFL teams. His reason for leaving was Herm Edwards and the disaster, and he needed to go find himself a better place to be. Yeah. So I think he got a pass for some of that, but Levitt is going to be a third, fourth, fifth round quarterback.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I want him to be great. I hope he has a great season. I hope he earns it and does whatever he wants to do. But reality is saying third, fourth, or fifth round. Killer Rabbit says, don't ever be a sad Broncos fan. Our Broncos are looking up. Oh, I didn't know Killer Rabbit was a Broncos fan. Moist One says, the new Texter's nickname should be Mile High Roller. Thank you. I know it's very good. Mile High Roller.
That's right. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. I might have gone like Mile High Meat Bag. Ooh,
that's worse, Phil. That you've somehow managed to make it worse.
Mile High Man Eater.
Huh. Mr. Wilbur says, since it's football talk, I'm going to propose that for the Cardinals season opener in New Orleans, we all go to Randy's house for some Cajun food.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Randy makes Cajun food. Do you make Cajun food?
Gumbo?
No, I mean I can, but I choose not to.
I elect not to.
Yeah.
Amaya D says, cool Texture nickname. I dodged Albuquerque. It's not a Texture nickname, Amaya D. That's just a sentence.
Yeah, I like that one.
Moist One says, high roller is a betting term. We all know you mean all the damn marijuana they're using in Colorado, Moist One. Don't try to act like high roller doesn't have multiple meanings. And how do we know that 6927 is not just a DEA agent or something?
Could be.
Now you're in trouble.
Now we've got to take that chance, don't we?
Maybe we can name him, since he's a Colorado fan, Nicholas Piccola.
Right, Phil, just stop talking for a little bit. Bruno Baller says, is gumbo Cajun food? Because I had that before. It was really good.
Gumbo is Cajun food, yeah.
Okay, 6927 says, how about we call me Rocky Mountain High? I love me some John Denver. That's a lot of words. Rocky Mountain High says.
Well, Jeffrey, if he were to have said, call me Rocky Mountain Oyster, you would have been all over that.
Yeah, still, really? That's a lot of words.
Really.
Okay.
Not really. No.
You're a Rocky man, Rocky guy. I don't know.
Hey, Rocky.
Watch him pull a rabbit out of my hat. Again? That never works. Okay. I guess so. I mean, feel like we could do better than Rocky. But that's what you want. I mean, but did you hear what I just said? This is your chance for the coolest nickname,
Randy,
that like none of your friends would ever give you. They'd laugh at you if you walked in and said, "Call me this." They'd be like, "No."
Randy, maybe inspire him with some like some
Randy,
stuff.
Rattle off some.
Well, we've got dopey looking white guy, cold and gassy, stanky pants.
Stanky pants, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, lemon booty, sphincter factor.
Yeah.
There you go, sphincter factor. One of my favorites,
That's
personally. Machaka Khan.
Machaka Khan.
Let's see, Aqua Velva, the poutine weenie. How about that?
Well, that's for Canadians.
Shaved ice, naked twister, gong show karaoke, pickled pickle, sucker punch.
Anything that's like Coloradoan,
like has to do with snow, has to do
cocaine bear.
Cocaine bear. Oh
yeah, that's a good one right there. Yeah.
Not that we're glorifying,
cocaine.
What about
bears? We just don't want to glorify bears, Randy.
What about high horse?
High horse. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
There we
right?
go. Yeah, you came up with that, Phil?
I just did.
That's the second one of the day.
Wow.
If he wants high horse, we'll give him high horse. That's pretty good.
All right.
High horse
Wow.
says.
High horse says.
No, Moist One. We're not going to let him call himself rock hard horse lover.
Wow.
Just not feeling that one.
What if it was Rocky Hard horse lover?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Rocky.
Fish Tank says, how do we not have a Broncos fan that's called Mile High Club?
Well, that's pretty good too.
It's a lot of words.
Mile High Club says.
Yeah. What was Phil's for him?
High horse.
High horse.
High horse.
I like high
Yeah.
horse. That's
Yeah, I
weird.
like high horse.
Oh, hey. Remember when Tiger Woods was good at golf?
Oh yeah,
That
I
was a
do.
few years
I
ago.
Remember how
that, yeah.
exciting that was?
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it? Yeah.
I had made a bet and I won an amazing bet because like years before I said, hear me now, believe me later. Tiger Woods will win another major.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he won the Masters,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He won the Masters. Yeah.
So I was right.
You were right.
And now I'm like, well, he's done. So there's no coming back. But his son, his spawn,
the spawn of Tiger Woods. Yes.
where Charlie Woods, he's 16, and they're like, oh, here comes the next Tiger, and then he's not the next Tiger. He's not. He's never finished better than 25th place.
That's too
And,
bad. Yeah.
Still though, 25th though.
No. I mean, like he's a good golfer. I'm not saying he's not a good golfer.
But
I'm
not-
saying he's not Tiger Woods good.
Right.
But here's the thing: he won his first tournament. He TaylorMade
no kidding.
Invitational. He won that at the age of 16. Yep.
No
And
kidding.
15
Oh,
under
right.
par, 3 shots clear of the field.
Wow, 15 under. Wow.
So, you're going to see these stories. Everybody's going to hey, look, Charlie Woods did a thing. Huh? But I wish they just leave him alone though.
Yeah.
Let him do his own thing because he's better than Bronny. You know what I'm saying? Comparatively.
Comparatively.
But
Yeah.
he's not going to be Tiger. Bronny's not going to be LeBron. None of these guys are going to be. Let him just find his own way.
Right. Let
Maybe
it be.
he finds his way to the tour, but it doesn't mean he has to be Tiger Woods good.
Right.
Let Charlie Woods have his own story. Let him, have his own thing where Tiger is glaring at him and shaking his head and making confidences that eat away at his soul a little bit each and every time. Just give Charlie some space. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Good idea.
So 6927 says, okay, these are some good choices. I don't know what to choose. If Rocky Mountain High is a mouthful, dopey looking white guy, that's a lot. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be Rocky Mountain High, you just be Rocky Mountain High. Go with your gut. If that's what you want, that's what you'll get.
What about Prancing Bronco?
Well, only if he actually prances.
He
He says
it's
his
a-
fantasy football team name is Elway or the Highway.
I like that. But
Yeah.
my dog's name is Elway, so I'm partial.
He says, I like Mike. He like Mile High Horse Club too.
Buttercup Bronco. No? Okay.
You know what we're going to do? We're just going to let him you just tell us what you want it to be.
We wanted to give you options, Sometimes people come up and then they get stuck in the moment and then they're stuck with it, realizing that, oh, look at all these fun text or nicknames. Can I change it? So we want to give you the full experience.
Understand why.
Yes. This is a very
You don't
momentous
get to change it. We don't let people change.
Yes.
Phil, what was yours again, Phil?
Mine was, oh my gosh, Ginkle's Tinkle.
No. For the texter.
Oh, High Horse.
High horse.
Yeah,
High
he-
horse.
He hasn't mentioned that one, Phil. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Phil's dog has giant front teeth and a horse face.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Moist One says Elway's off-road car racer. Dr. Roadmap says Mile High Guy. I think we've got somebody called Mile High
That
Guy.
sounds familiar.
Let me just search here. Let's see here. I am pretty sure there's already a Mile High Guy. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't. I just did a search, didn't find it. So I don't know. I feel bad now because he had a pretty good he had a thing coming there. He was like, oh, how about Rocky Mountain High? All right. Whatever you want it to be, you just let us know. Fish Tank says, here's another one that's pretty good. Tiger Spawn.
Tiger Spawn.
Tiger Spawn or Tigers Spawn, either way. Number one Rattler fan says Harris recommending High Horse for the new texter is like the highlight of his career.
I don't know what to say, Jeffrey. I don't know what to say.
6927 says John Elway's golf cart. That would be a funny one too.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's bad.
Oh.
Wow.
Just let us know. Just let us know.
Yeah.
We're 99 days from the start of the NFL season.
99.
The very first game will be Eagles and Cowboys on Thursday Night Football here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's going to be in Philadelphia. And I can't wait. Oh, that's not bad. Wilbur says, how about John Denver's head?
I think we pass on that.
So, hey, Randy.
Yes.
All the foreign games that there's going to have, right? There's going to be a ton of them.
Yes, sir.
Every team's supposed to play at least one foreign game. Am I correct in that assumption? And then like Minnesota Vikings are playing 2.
Well, I don't think the Cardinals are.
No, you're wrong. I mean, in the future, maybe. Right now, it's just 7 international games. And one of them, Chiefs and Chargers, that's going to be in Brazil. And I think it's on Friday, right after the opener. So we'll get Thursday and Friday short show that week. But the Chargers Chiefs game in Brazil will be exclusively streamed on the YouTube. Not YouTube TV, just YouTube, which is a first for the NFL.
Huh.
I mean, I think that's a good method to get it to the most eyeballs. Like YouTube is the number one social media site. I mean, it doesn't feel like a social media. Yeah, I know.
Somebody was telling me that the other day, and I'm like, how is it social media? I don't understand.
Because of the interaction element of it. Like if you go to any sport,
all you do is comments. That's it in the video, right?
You can comment. There's aspects of like reels, right? Like that you would find on Instagram. That would be a social media site. Technically, you are updating like statuses. You can have posts on YouTube that are just words.
Yeah.
You
can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
On YouTube, just words. It doesn't have to be a video.
Correct. Absolutely. Yeah. Creators can say, hey guys, sorry, I'm taking a week off. I need to go cry about hurting my hand in my glove, and then they come back later on and post a video.
That would be Ronnie Millsap. What was that guy?
Yeah, it's Ronnie Millsap. No, you're right.
Ronnie Millsap. I think that was him. Yeah.
6927 says, how about John Denver's plane?
Oh, that's going down.
I like that. Listen, it's going to be whatever you want. I'm going to stop trying to give you ideas. You're going to have to deliberate on this and come up with it. Or Fish Tank says John Denver's flight plans.
No.
Hefty Lefty says lots of live streaming too with real time chatting and stuff. Huh. I didn't know that YouTube was getting to be such a big deal. John Denver's a lot of John Denver love on the text line today.
John Denver's Island.
Island.
Yeah.
Did he crash into an island?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh. Gotcha.
Little tiny island. Yeah.
All right, listen, everybody. Calm down. Let's just calm down. I need to get better about something.
Okay.
I need to get better. No, not about time. That's you, Phil. You got to get better at giving me time cues. No. Well, we're talking about the social media thing, and I know that the Instagram. We're horrible at Instagram. We put some pictures up there and got bored. We didn't know what to do. I'm talking about the radio station. 15A The Fanatic Instagram is just a disaster. There's nothing there. My Instagram, a lot of pictures of my dogs. So, but we're on the Instagram. We're going to work on making that better. We're at Facebook. 15A The Fanatics on Facebook. Everyone's on Facebook. Well. Your parents are, and then Twitter. We're on the Twitter at 1580 The Fanatic. There we have a Twitter, and then all it is the videos from this show get posted up there. And then at Radio Pal 1580, that's me, and I also post the videos from the show, and then occasionally some snarky things. So what I'm telling you is we got tons of social media, and you should join us there. Even though we've given you no reason to. We're hopefully going to start giving you reasons to. I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that somebody's going to tell me soon. There's meetings ahead, conversations that'll be had, strategies will be launched, and we're going to be like, hey, everybody, but you could go now and like us, follow us.
Follow us.
Stalk us. I
Yeah,
don't
think
know what they call
follow us. I think it's following.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just search 1580 The Fanatic on, the normal. We're not on Snapchat. We're not
Right.
going to, I don't think
We're
that's
not going to
happening.
do that.
Somebody
No.
was like, oh, you should be on TikTok. I'm like,
No.
you should leave. I don't know. But we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, the YouTube. So find us, follow us, join us, and wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, as the Beach Boys used to say.
But I guess we're supposed to plug this more. That's what I'm being told. We should
have to
be
plug it.
promoting ourselves more.
Okay.
Plug
Which
us
I
more,
always thought,
please.
if they're listening to me already, why do I need to promote anything to them? Because they're already here.
I see what you're saying.
This is like the best social media. It's actual media. I have a microphone and they have, it's on. They're hearing me. They have ears. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But then I'm told that I am wrong and I'd better figure it out and get in line. It's like, all right, fine. So find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, 1580 The Fanatic. And if you want, you can give me a follow at Radio Pal 1580. Don't look for Randy. He's too cool for this stuff.
Yeah, I don't do the interwebs.
No. All right, we'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time, exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The perfect time to upgrade your carpet is right now. Get free carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Give your floors a new, softer feel from timeless and trendy options with the performance to support everyday life. Refresh your carpet today with the Home Depot. Offer valid May 15th through June 1st, 2025. Receive free basic carpet installation with the purchase of Home Decorators Collection Special Order Carpet. Excludes stock carpet.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa. And outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
1580 The Fanatic.
Frank Lender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So 6927 says, I think I'm going to stick with my original idea. He says Rocky Mountain High. He says the other ideas are too controversial.
Yeah, I like it.
You ain't heard nothing yet, my friend. Listening to this show, here's a little advice. Probably don't have kids in the car. You know what I'm saying? Just not every time. No Baker's Cocky Hens. He's not going to go with Colorado Kobe. I don't think he's going to go with that.
No.
Ooh. Halfy Lefty wants to know. He says, "Hey, can I be on the Fanatics MySpace top 8?" I don't see why not.
Are we on the MySpace?
No. And that's why I said it was okay.
Okay.
Because it was easy to do so.
Right.
I got a little more time. Let's talk football.
Okay.
Yes.
So
let's do the wheel.
Really surprised. No, we're not doing the wheel because I'm not prepared for that. You got to prepare for the wheel.
Okay.
You got to make up the pieces of paper. You got to tape it to the wheel and have it ready.
Yeah.
We're not prepared for
Then
this.
you got to oil the wheel because it hasn't been used in quite some time.
Yeah, because it can be like,
yeah.
We got to go talk to Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
What?
Huh? So Terry Bradshaw, he's a broadcaster. Now he sits behind a desk and sort of stumbles through most everything. He probably didn't have many years left of broadcasting. I didn't say on the planet, although
tomato potato.
Anyway, some people age like Jimmy Johnson. Other people age like Terry Bradshaw.
Right.
So anyway, so he's somebody asked it because he used to be a Steeler quarterback. I don't know if you know that. He was a quarterback for the Steelers, won Super Bowls, all that stuff.
4?
The original TB12.
Did he win 4 or 3? 4, right?
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
And so somebody says, "Hey Terry, what do you think of Aaron Rodgers becoming a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?" And he says it's a joke. He says, "To me, it's just a joke. What are they going to do? You're going to bring him in for a year?" He says, "Are you kidding me? That guy needs to stay in California, go somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there."
I love it.
He's like, "I like Kenny Pickett, So Terry Bradshaw, not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. So, but here's the thing.
Wait, did he actually say I like Kenny Pickett?
Yes. He said, "I like Kenny Pickett. I liked him at Pitt. I know him. I know what he's like." And when they got him in Pittsburgh, here's what they didn't do. They didn't protect him. They didn't give him an offensive line. They wanted him to run the football, but they didn't have an offensive line that could protect, and they didn't have weapons. They had no wide receivers. So he basically, he liked Kenny Pickett, just didn't think he got a fair shot.
Oh, okay. So, because I was going to say, somebody needs to check up on him. Because
Well,
Kenny's no longer, he's even within your own division. He's on the Browns now, and he might win that starting job.
No, he was just saying that he wishes they would have stuck with him a little longer, given him some more tools to work with. So, listen, Terry Bradshaw is still Terry Bradshaw. So, grains of salt will be handed out to everyone. But, for him to say that it's a joke and make that little dig on the ayahuasca, here's the thing. Terry Bradshaw, broadcaster, might be face-to-face with Aaron Rodgers at some point. If Aaron Rodgers actually does become the Steelers quarterback, Fox is going to want an interview. And Erin Andrews or the other, whatever her name is, they're always good in a pinch, but you're going to be like, hey, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Terry Bradshaw should interview Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. This could become very awkward and could mean that Aaron Rodgers is like, "No, I'll go talk to CBS. You guys can kiss my ass."
And also, it's kind of out of character. Very rarely. I mean, the guys all across that TV show, very rarely take a stand against a current player.
And keep in mind, Terry Bradshaw,
there's a bunch of gravitas
saying somebody's not serious. That's what it is. He doesn't think that Aaron Rodgers is serious. And only one thing in the world Terry Bradshaw ever took serious was playing quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't see Aaron Rodgers as a serious person, and maybe that just kind of bugs him. And that's his team. That's still his team. So, this is interesting to see if this turns into anything. Now you look at Aaron Rodgers, and everybody's like, "Well, why hasn't he signed yet?" Because he doesn't want to go to OTAs. That's the reason. If he's going to actually play, he's not going to sign until after, so he can say, well, we didn't have it worked out, but here I am, everybody, and then not have to answer the questions of the press, not have to be under scrutiny of fans or anybody else. It's like, oh, well, we didn't get the deal done. Now it's ready. Here we go. I'm good to go, because he hates OTAs.
Yeah.
He needs them, though, because he's played like booty for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and also you're going to a new system, a new place. Like, one would say that you should get acclimated, and with new wide receivers that you need a chemistry and rapport with. I don't necessarily agree with the decision. It feels like Aaron making it about Aaron once again, and I don't know why the Steelers are kowtailing to Aaron Rodgers when he doesn't feel like he deserves this. Like, if you're talking about Patrick Mahomes right now, makes sense. Like, luckily he has the humility to not demand this, or at least publicly demand this. And all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers is getting away with murder yet again. And for what? A middling Jets season? I don't know.
Only thing that Aaron Rodgers has ever murdered was a big old bundle of sage. That's it. That just
That's true.
And Packers championship hopes in the NFC Championship.
Bundle of sage.
Number one Rattlers fan says defensive coordinator once said in the 70s, Terry Bradshaw is so stupid he couldn't spell cat if you spotted him the C and the A.
Oh,
oh man. Oh man.
All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1982, during an argument with the umpires, Durham Bulls skipper Bobby Dews threw second base up into the stands and then took off his jersey and powdered under his arms with a rosin bag before kicking it straight up into the air. Dews went on to have a very successful career as a bullpen coach with the Braves.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
just he's like, when you go down there and help these guys in the bullpen and never come by the referees ever again, the umpires ever again.
It's so great when managers just lose their minds and put on a show. Billy Martin used to kick dirt on umpires. He would turn his hat around backwards and get right up in the umpire's face. Man, when you see a manager who is so frustrated at an umpire that he goes out there and he's screaming and he's accusing this guy of robbery and he can't see, and he's going to make him a eye appointment at the eye doctor. I mean, this is great stuff. I love that about baseball.
Yeah, but how often do you see a guy throw an entire base up into the stands?
Oh my God. There was a minor league umpire not too long ago that did that. He
rub a rosin bag on your
Oh,
armpit.
He just took the base and threw it in the outfield. He took the rosin bag and he did like an army crawl in the infield and then threw it like a grenade. You know, I mean, he just lost his mind. That is so fun when that happens.
Oh, it's
God.
fun, but that just sent this guy to the bullpen for the rest of his career. Moist One says Lou Piniella was great.
Oh, Lou Piniella. Oh man. Oh, he was so good, man. Oh my goodness. He was a great arguer. Earl Weaver, he would come unglued. Oh my God. There's so many great things when you see an umpire and a manager going at it. So
oh, that's fun. That's fun. Fish Tank going back to the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers says, if you're the Steelers, do you even want him? Maybe just for the jersey sales. I don't think there's any Steeler fans asking for this. Here's what it is. They're trying. The old saying comes into my head. Jesus is coming soon. Look busy. And that's what the Steelers are doing. The draft is coming soon. Look like you're trying.
Yeah.
You're not really trying. You're hoping for Arch Manning. You're hoping for the number one pick. And I feel like they're trying to look like they're not tanking. They're tanking.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is good enough to avoid the number one overall pick. I feel that's not a big
that
bar
circus.
No, I don't know.
Firefighter says, I'm still holding out hope that Aaron Rodgers does not sign with the Steelers. Please.
Yeah.
I believe he's a Steelers fan.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I think you're going to get your new quarterback next year, Firefighter.
Yeah, as a Broncos fan, it was between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, and I still am glad that at least we went the respectful route of Russell Wilson. I want nothing to do with the Aaron Rodgers business.
Yeah, cringy, but not as much circus.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Daily Blender. Of course, let me check my schedule. We will be back tomorrow.
Oh wow!
I do believe tomorrow's Thursday. So we'll be back tomorrow in your radios at 3 p.m. And we will see you. I don't care what you do between now and then. That's none of my business. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Bye-bye.
Protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive so you can stop worrying about them and invent new things to worry about, like snakes in your